Welcome to Leadoff Man, brought to you by Heinz Lumber. Your money goes further when you go to Heinz. This is Steve Stone with the Leadoff Man. Right now we're going to go down to the field and pick up opening day ceremonies right after this message.
On the next episode of So, the Tates await word from Jessica's kidnappers.
Why don't we call them? How can we call them?
Sunday night, the rates are lower, but you have to dial direct.
Bert's ready for anything. And Danny and Annie may be getting serious.
You know, this makes all the other times feel like a dental appointment.
Danny, do you think we're falling in love?
There's more to sex than love.
Tonight at 10 on Chicago's very own Channel 9.
What a pity. All that time, all that money, and your screened-in porch isn't completely screened in.
I should have gone to Heinz.
Your money goes further at Heinz.
This week, go to Heinz for ceiling fans, starting at $24.95. Bellwood kitchen cabinet starter units, just $2.99. Your money goes further when you go to Heinz.
And he'll be warming up in the bullpen in a few moments.
Down on the field, the Cubs' own Jack Brickhouse is introducing the opening day lineup.
Now the remainder of the 1984 Cubs. The pitcher, 33, Porfy Altamirano. 42, Rich Bordy. 41, Warren Brewster. 48, Dickie Knowles. Number 30, Chuck Rainey. Number 47, Rick Russell. There's Rick. Number 44, Dick Ruthven. 24, Scott Sanderson. 46, Lee Smith. 49, Tim Stoddard. Catcher, number 16, Steve Lake. Infielders, 22, Bill Buckner. Number 18, Richie Hebner. Number 18, Richie Hebner. Number 29, Tom Verizor. Outfielders, number 28, Henry Cotto. Number 21, Jay Johnstone. Number 6, Keith Moreland. Number 25, Gary Woods. And the Chicago Cubs coaching staff. Number 5, Ruben Amaro. Number 3, Billy Connors. Number 9, Johnny Oates. Number 2, John Vukovich. Number 4, Don Zimmer. The fitness coach, Paul Zaris. The Cubs trainer, Tony Garofalo. Ladies and gentlemen, our 1984 Chicago Cubs.
It would appear that the game is going to be held up just a little bit. The reason is the starting pitchers have not come out to throw anything yet. It usually takes them between 15 and 18 minutes to warm up. So with the threat of rain here at Wrigley Field, it looks like the opening day pitches were going to be held up just a little bit. The Cubs will have their hands full today. They're facing a very young but very hot Mets ball club. The Mets have won 6 in a row, equaling their best start ever. And they've got a kiddie core and the pitching staff. The guy we're going to see today, Dwight Gooden, is rated as one of the best young pitchers to come into the league.
Color Guard from Fort Sheridan, Illinois.
There you can see some fans getting in out of the rain. It was predicted. We thought it might hold off just a little bit, and we felt we could get this one in on time. It appears that that's not going to be the case.
Ladies and gentlemen, this time we ask that you please rise and join us in the singing of our national anthem. And with us today to perform the anthem is the performer from the hit musical Dreamgirls, appearing now through July 1st at the Schubert Theater, and playing the role of Effie White in Dreamgirls. Please welcome Lilius White.
We'll be back after this timeout.
This is a special time for Christians of all faiths, a time of forgiveness, a time of hope.
Thank you for sharing this time with me.
Join Chicago's Cardinal Bernardin for a special 4-night television mission, The Forgiven.
We are wounded healers, all of us. And sometimes our own pain keeps us from hearing and responding to the cry of others.
The Forgiven, Sunday night at 8 on Channel 9.
What a pity. All that time, all that money, and your screened-in porch isn't completely screened in.
I should have gone to Heinz.
Your money goes further at Heinz.
This week, go to Heinz for ceiling fans, starting at $24.95. Bellwood kitchen cabinet starter units, just $2.99. Your money goes further when you go to Heinz.
The Mets seem to be doing it the right way. They've gone to the youth. They've got a very young pitching staff. When Tom Seaver was taken in the offseason, the Mets decided to go with young starters, and we're going to see a 19-year-old fireballer tonight and a 21-year-old catcher. So the battery certainly is young enough. They've got the tools, and the Mets are hoping the young pitching comes through. Dwight Gooden, 300 strikeouts last year in 191 innings. You know he's got the good fastball. His control is supposed to be excellent, and Jim Fry said he's never seen a better young pitcher come into the league. The catcher had his cheek fractured in spring training. He had won the starting job, and it didn't look like he was going to be able to perform, but he's back in there. John Gibbons behind the plate. So the Mets certainly have enough young talent. And there is the coach, Ray Meyer, in the dugout, trying to get the Cubs psyched up for this one. He looks pretty good in that Cub uniform. We'll be back with the opening of the ball game, so stay tuned for baseball. Leadoff Man was brought to you by Heinz Lumber. Your money goes further when you go to Heinz. Guests on the Leadoff Man receive this Zenith AC/DC portable TV that you can use anywhere. Auto, beach, or camping. Zenith, the quality goes in before the name goes on.
Alice!
Alice, weeknights at 5:30 here on Chicago's very own Channel 9.
Stanley's President's Sale. Get 10% off on all garages in April. Marshall Fisher, president of Garage World, says, thanks for keeping us #1. Save 10% on our maintenance-free President Special. Now only $17.99. Offer ends April 30th.
Stanley, building your garage with quality. Depend on Stanley. That's why we're #1.
Call Danley now. Dial Garages 427-2437. Weeknights at 6 on Channel 9.
Okay, let's move out. Get a jump on the bad guys.
Business is never usual at the 12th precinct.
I didn't stop talking. She fired a shot in the air.
Noise is the only thing these people understand.
And the people aren't either.
That old lady, she was going to kill me for the money. She said she needed drapes and a new dinette set. You heard her?
Women, huh?
Barney Miller, weeknights at 6 on Channel 9.
It's time for baseball. From Wrigley Field in Chicago, the Chicago Cubs in their home opener facing the New York Mets.
If an Egg McMuffin sounds good to you, listen to the sound of our 2 new McMuffin sandwiches. Both on toasted English muffins with melted cheese, but with a whole new sizzle to fill up the middle. It's McDonald's Sausage McMuffin and Sausage McMuffin with egg. If you think they sound good, they've got sizzle in the middle. Wait till you taste them. McDonald's and you.
This is a stress test. Rick Mears and the Pennzoil Penske Indy car have to run at speeds of over 200 miles per hour for up to 500 miles. The engine must hit over 10,000 RPM. This is a stress test, and this is no picnic for a motor oil. This is where Pennzoil's quality and high technology are tested to the limit. And this is why you want Pennzoil protection in your car. Pennzoil, high technology and quality. Ask for it.
Hello again, everybody.
with Steve Stone, Harry Carey at Wrigley Field, and the 1984 season at home for our Chicago Cubs is about to start. The weatherman has not cooperated perfectly, but there will be baseball. The field is covered at the moment. The air is one of drama and excitement. And boy, I tell you, there is nothing like the opening of a new baseball season.
Everybody's excited here, Harry, and the Cubs are excited because they're going to look at this fine young pitcher we've been talking about, Dwight Gooden. But the whole Mets ball club has a different character. They've done it, as you said, by bringing up their young players. It should be interesting. We're going to see some guys we really haven't seen so far.
You know, a lot of the traditionalists of baseball will say that they're rushing their youngsters too much. But this is the other school, and there's always two different kinds of pieces of thinking about how you develop a ball club. Some people think you get the best you have in your organization. You know you're not going anywhere anyway, so you put them out there and let them sink or swim with the idea that they'll improve with experience, and then suddenly you'll find yourself with a good ball club. Others think that you develop them at the minor league level and you only bring them up once they have reached a certain state of excellence. I don't know which system is right, but I know which is the most interesting, and the New York Mets have it. They got a bunch of kids in their lineup. They got a 19-year-old boy pitching. His name is Dwight Gooden, and everybody in baseball is raving about him. They got a young catcher, a young third baseman, a young but brilliant center fielder, the Rookie of the Year in Strawberry. They have 2 veterans in Hernandez and Foster right in the center of their batting order, and youngsters at the top. So it's a team of youth, and I know it's going to be exciting for the New York fans. On the other hand, the Chicago Cubs have a note of excitement about them, too. They have different ball players, but more established ball players. And they've improved to the level where they can keep guys like Moreland and Buckner on the bench as you start a new season. There's Coach Ray Meyer of DePaul, who's going to throw out the first ball in your background. It's, I think it was very, very pertinent that the man who got the biggest ovation as the Cubs were introduced was the man who's not starting the game today, Bill Buckner.
And Harry, that seems to be a problem because you've got Leon Durham and Bill Buckner both vying at first base. So you've got 2 full-time ball players, each splitting a position. That's not going to do either of them any good, but you've got to play Leon Durham every day. He's a guy who's got to be here for 10 years, can certainly put some offensive numbers on the board, but I don't think he can put them on the board if he platoons at first base. So that leaves you with Bill Buckner on the bench. He's not too happy about it. And the right field situation is unsettled. You've got Mel Hall and Keith Moreland. They're splitting a position. It doesn't make either of them want to throw a party. I think they can be used effectively if they can possibly accept that. We'll just have to see how the season goes on.
Well, the matter of acceptance comes to the power and strength of management. There is no, the positive of what Steve has been talking about and wasn't mentioned is the fact that when you have guys like Buckner or Moreland or Hall or Durham who are not playing in the starting lineup, that means that they're available on the bench for a game situation. And therefore, your chances of delivering in those kind of spots are much enhanced over what they normally are when players are not quite that good an ability are sent up in those situations. So there's a lot of pros and cons. It's going to make for a lot of pressure on the manager of the Cubs, but I think he can handle it.
It's a good sign, Harry, because now both pitchers have started to loosen up in the bullpens. They're going to need between 15 and 18 minutes, but I like to see them loosening up. It means at least that there's a little bit of break in the weather, and it looks like we're going to get this one in.
You know, Steve, everybody talks, and you being a pitcher and pitching admittedly 80 or 90% of the game in the minds of various people, everybody talks about the pitching of the Cubs. Sure, there's a little question mark, and there is about every team in baseball with the exception of the starting alignment of the Chicago White Sox, and even they aren't too happy with the second-line pitching. So nobody's got an overabundance of pitching, even the White Sox, admittedly with the best 5 starters. But to me, the key to the Cubs is not the pitching, it's the hitting. If the middle of the batting order can hit in the game situations in which they always seem to come up, then the pitching's going to be good enough. But if your big hitters don't produce, then your pitching isn't going to be good enough. And normally, nobody's pitching is good enough if they have to pitch a shutout or a one-run game every outing in order to win.
Well, I think, Harry, that the team has shown in the past couple of years that they can put some runs on the board. With Gary Matthews this year on the ball club additionally, and Dernier and Cotto looking like they can do some things with the bat, I don't think that the offense is going to be a problem. They're starting slow, certainly, but they're going to score some runs. If we can score 4 or 5 a game, we should be able to do pretty well.
Yeah, but Steve, the inability of the man's background and his average, which is proven at the end of the season with his norm in stats, doesn't really tell the story either. Last year, for example, our big hitters didn't hit in the opening part of the season, and that's why the Cubs got away to such a terrible start. So what good if you produce in the late part if you're out of the race by mid-July? Here is Ray Meyer, the great coach, who has announced his retirement, being escorted by 2 of the lovelies of the Cubs. They have 8 pretty girls now joining Marla Collins. And there you see a couple of them escorting Coach Meyer out. Listen to the hand he's getting. What a thrilling ovation. He threw it all the way to the plate. I see some pitchers in midseason who couldn't do that.
He's enjoying himself, Harry. He's having one of the times of his life, and the fans here in Chicago certainly appreciate Ray Meyer.
And I think the fans in Chicago are going to appreciate the beauty that surrounds Wrigley Field over and beyond the ivy on the wall. We will be back now with the starting lineups and the exciting play-by-play following this message.
This Bud's for everyone who keeps things rolling in the mighty Mississippi.
Breakaway barge, please respond.
Let's get him.
This is the Navy building. We're right below here and we on our way out.
I'll come around on the port side and bumper there.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
What's on the horizon for TV? More than 100 broadcast and cable channels. That's why Zenith invented the Smart Set. The only set smart enough to give you 178 channel capability now. Smart enough to let you access more channels through Zenith's most advanced Space Command remote control. The Smart Set lets you tune in the future without leaving your chair. Advanced System 3, the Smart Set, exclusively Zenith.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey and Steve Stone. The managers, Dave Johnson, who is a great second baseman with Baltimore, is the manager of the Mets, and Jim Fry of the Cubs. The 4 umpires are Billy Williams behind the plate, Dick Stello at first, Tom McSherry at second, Fred Brocklander at third, and there you see the ground rules being discussed. Was Davey Johnson there with Baltimore when you were there, Steve?
No, he had already gone, but everybody talked about him being a pretty good leader, Harry. He knew how to play the game, and he brings that style to the Mets. He's got an interesting task, though, because he hasn't been able to manage this club the way you would a club with veterans. He's been a lot more patient. He hasn't really stressed the fundamentals exceptionally hard. Dick Tidrow told me that he's kind of laid off a little bit, stayed back and waited to see if the youngsters would make mistakes, then gently correct them. He didn't want to intimidate them early in the season, so thus far everybody says he's doing a nice job.
Well, another thing he's got in his favor, though, he managed the AAA farm club of the Mets last year, so he's more than just a casual speaking acquaintance to these youngsters, and they must feel at home with their manager from the minor leagues being their manager in the big league.
He's also got a brilliant opportunity with New York, Harry, because they're not supposed to win. Everybody picks him for 5th or 6th, so he goes in with relatively little pressure, and he's got a few established players who give him some pop in the middle of the lineup, Hernandez, Foster, and Strawberry, but these young kids are going to be interesting to watch.
You know, Steve, I know, and I don't say this for home consumption at all, to me, the two teams in the National League East who I believe are going to be the biggest surprises and maybe a shocking winner of the division before it's all over are these two teams that are facing each other. And the reason I say that is because I think the perennially powers of the league have not improved. To the contrary, I think they're not as good as they were, either through advancing age or because of losses through trades. I think the only teams that have improved, to any degree at all, are the Mets and the Cubs. I look for them, therefore, in a division that anybody could win, to be a tremendous factor and maybe a shocking winner.
I think they definitely have a good shot at it as you take a look at 19-year-old Dwight Gooden. The interesting thing about the Mets spring training was they brought an ex-Dodger phenom, Sid Fernandez, to spring training. He threw left-handed, and they expected him to make the rotation. As it turned out, he didn't. And they went with Ron Darling. They went with Dwight Gooden. They've got a man named Walt Terrell, who was off to a 2-0 start, who threw well last year. And mixing them in with the veteran Mike Torres gives you 4 right-handed starters, but some very good arms.
A late arriving crowd, a lot of empty seats now. The ballpark is sold out. I guess a lot of them are still over at Jerry Murphy's bleachers, the saloon across the street, just on the other side of the scoreboard. Don Nystrom here with a group from Anheuser-Busch, and Jimmy Rittenberg with a couple of busloads of fans who gathered for a brunch at Faces on Rush Street before heading for the ballpark. There you get a look at Mel Hall, number 27. He'll be in there today. Pete Rose is going for his 4,000th hit. He's facing his old teammates, the Phillies, today in Montreal. He reached base on an error his first time at bat. He doesn't want that 4,000th hit to be at all controversial. He has already told the scorers that he doesn't want any break on any scoring ruling. He wants his hit to be absolutely clean. And that's the Pete Rose that you admire.
We took a look at Dwight Gooden. He's 6'2", 190 pounds, and his only experience in professional baseball has been in Class A. He spent 2 years in Kingsport, Little Falls, and Lynchburg. Last year in Lynchburg, Virginia, all he did was go 19-4 with a 250 earned run average, but this is the statistic that pops out at you. 300 strikeouts in 191 innings, and that is probably one of the greatest strikeout to innings pitch ratio in all of professional sports.
Well, there's a guy on the other side who's 26 years old. They've been predicting the potential greatness in him that they're predicting right now in Gooden. Gooden is in his first year, already has scored his first victory at age 19. Steve Trout has been a while, and he has been a disappointment. Not that he isn't a good pitcher, but that he hasn't had as much success as everybody has predicted that he would have. Everybody is just waiting for him to get over the hump and have that truly great year that the strength of his left arm would indicate that eventually will come to him.
He battled for a job in spring training. Dickie Knowles and Steve Trout were ticketed for the bullpen. When Rick Russell hurt his arm, there became a spot open, and Trout had a magnificent spring, that 225 earned run average, but he slipped back into form that he had last year during the first game, Harry, and it was a little disturbing that after 3 brilliant innings, he tired a little bit in the 4th and 5th. He had a lot of problems like that last year.
We just had a look at your twin brother a moment ago, Steve.
Yeah, but what a curveball he had, Harry. Unfortunately, it drove him into the seats. Look at that haircut.
Let's show him again. There he is.
What a haircut.
There he is right there. Steve's twin brother. Here go the Cubs. Steve Trout approaching the mound. Listen to the fan. We're about to start what I know is going to be an exciting 1984 season. So to get things started right, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, the very best to you. Prosit, I salute. This bud's for you. Ah. boy. There's Steve breathing deeply already. What I don't like is you look at these 2 earned run averages, Steve. This Steve Stone. Dwight Gooden has an earned run average for the new season of 1.80. Steve Trout, 7.71. That means if those things hold up, that the Mets are going to win this game 8-2. I don't like the sound of Jimmy Pearsall. Jimmy, how are you? What do you know, kid?
Coach, I'm glad to be here. It looks like it's going to be a good season for you.
That's going to be an exciting one, I'm sure.
I want to give you some instruction. I want you to get excited. I want you to enjoy the games, and I want you to really enjoy yourself.
Tell me, if you had to hit against Steve Stone 4 times every day for 10 years, don't you think your lifetime average would have been a little higher than 277?
Well, I'd hit up on the plate, and I'd be closer to him and try and hit the ball to right field. That's what I try to do.
I tell you what I think you'd do to him. I think you'd go downtown more often.
Well, not really. Maybe in the 5th inning when he starts to get high for some reason. Let's hope that he's changed his ways today.
You think he'd knock you down once or twice?
No, he's not that kind of a pitcher.
No?
No, I don't think so. I don't think you can't knock down anymore. The umpires won't let you. It's a sissy game now.
Steve, Jimmy, you're doing a heck of a job. I catch your talk show every evening. Keep up the good work.
Good, fine. I want to tell you, you and Steve, I really enjoy you every night, especially late at night, Harry, because it puts me to sleep.
You look in good condition like you've been getting a lot of sleep.
Feel good, Coach.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're ready to go. Jimmy Pearsall visiting for a moment in our booth. The lakefront temperature, 54 degrees. What do you mean you never knock guys down? You did, didn't you, now and then?
Harry, I would never do that. That's taking unfair advantage of the situation.
First pitch of the ball game, low. This is Ron Gardenhire, plays second base, hitting 211 for the New York Mets. There you see their lineup. Right-handed batter taps one. Steve Trout ought to throw him out. He does. One away. Listen to the roar of the crowd. Boy, it's just an exciting afternoon. I wish you were here, and I hope we can bring to you through Channel 9, which reaches all over the country, just part of the excitement that is in the air. There you see last year's Mets manager, Frank Howard. Now they're one of their coaches.
Jose Oquendo has changed his batting style a little bit. He's closed up his stance. He moved back in the batter's box. We'll be able to take a good look at it. That foot all the way on the back line. He thinks he can swing the bat a little better from here.
Oquendo takes the first pitch a little bit low. There you get a good look at him. Oquendo, just 20 years old. Boy, they got nothing but kids on this club. Fastball low and inside. Oquendo, a great fielder, and he can hit a little bit.
He made 3 plays in the Astrodome, Harry, diving in the same inning. He got a standing ovation from the Astrodome crowd, not known for their boisterousness.
There's a strike. Oquendo, born in Puerto Rico, a Yankee Doodle dandy, will be 21 years old on the 4th of July. Stands 5'10", doesn't look that big. He taps it foul, the count is even. Big sign out in the center field bleachers. I can't make it out. The Cubs will roar at 84. Yeah, that's, I think I used that last year, about this year. 2-2 pitch. Strike him out. Change of pace curve. Good pitch. Out of the way, Steve.
It was significant that Trout went to the off-speed pitch early. Looked like a straight change. It caught Oquendo completely by surprise. He took it over the inside corner. And if Steve can continue changing speeds even when he gets in trouble, he could have a successful day. The wind is blowing out. It's a hitter's day here at Wrigley Field, so Steve will have to keep the ball down and try to get as many ground balls as he can.
2 men around, nobody on. The Mets are away to a great start. You know, they've won 6 out of their first 7. Here's Keith Hernandez, the great first baseman. He signed a contract, is paying him about $1.5 million a year. 2 out, nobody on, the former Redbird. Fastball a little bit low. To add to your enjoyment of Channel 9 baseball this year, we've added a 6th camera on the first base field level side, so we can cover this game from every single position. We'll identify some of our cameramen. We have one on the visiting dugout side at the field level, and then also the home team side. 3-1 the count now on Hernandez. He's one of the only few veterans they have. 31 years old. Fly ball's going to drop. Left field. Base hit. Matthews tried for a shoestring catch. Couldn't reach it. A base hit. Hernandez going the other way. Bloops one in the short left.
Gary Matthews, a nice attempt. Now watch it. Fortunately, this ball came up on him. He didn't keep his body in front. Even Jimmy Pearsall would say that he was pretty fortunate to keep that one from going by.
Here's George Foster. He's the oldest in their lineup at age 35. And a power hitter of great renown. He's hit 1 homer this season. He hit 26 last year. He can hit them out of any ballpark in America. He's the last guy to hit 50 home runs in the big leagues. People may have forgotten that. With the Reds, in 77, he hit 52. Strike 2.
Good off-speed pitch. Throwing low and away. That's the way you have to get George. Now he can come in bad off the plate inside and perhaps jam him. Steve will probably stay away, however.
Struck him out. Trout has a fine first inning. Foster chased a bad ball. High and away. No run. 1 hit. No errors. 1 left. We go to the bottom of the first. No score.
Excuse me?
Yes?
What's that 76 mean?
Oh, well now, young lady, that stands for Union 76. The gasoline's with spirit.
Spirit? That's achieved in the refining, isn't it?
Oh.
Doesn't spirit refer to good volatility control, thereby reducing the instance of everlock and other combustion abnormalities that inhibit good drivability and starting?
Murph!
Fill her up with spirit.
The gasoline with spirit.
You wouldn't have a chemical breakdown, would you?
The spirit of 76. You're not just another face.
Sally won't wave anymore.
Look, kid, there's your kid that I can fix it. My little granddaughter had the same problem just last week. Now look, all you have to do is turn your arm, see? Help. Need some help there?
Maybe it's the way we look after the little things that makes the friendly skies so big.
Don't worry, we'll have her flapping in no time.
You're not just flying, you're flying the friendly skies.
This week, go to Heinz for ceiling fans starting at $24.95. Bellwood kitchen cabinet starter units just $2.99. Your money goes further when you go to Heinz.
Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field as we go into the bottom of the first inning. Here's a nice wire here from Chuck Guth, who's the district manager for Anheuser-Busch, and Don Nystrom and Mike LaMonica Jr. In behalf of Budweiser, wishing us all the very best of luck in 1984. Well, the best of luck would be a division championship in the World Series here at Wrigley Field.
There you take a look at the umpires. Dwight Gooden, born in Tampa, Florida, now resides in Tampa, was the Mets' first-round pick in June of 1982. He was the 5th pick in the nation, and he certainly has gotten up here in a hurry. Watch for this gentleman's overpowering fastball. It usually rises. He's got a good biting curveball that he throws 2 different speeds, throws an occasional changeup, and has pretty good control for a man who has a fastball the speeds of Dwight Gooden.
All right, we'll get a good look at him right now. Bobby Dernier leading it off. Hitting .333 for the young season. Swings at the first pitch. A fly ball will be easy for Strawberry. Now, that's an unusual thing. They must have a book on Gooden that he throws nothing but strikes. You'd think that your leadoff man would take a look at a young 19-year-old pitcher to see if he's going to be wild. Dernier swung at the first pitch and popped out easily.
He only averaged 4 walks a game last year, Harry, and in spring training he showed exceptionally good control, so he gets the ball over the plate.
1 out, nobody on. Sandberg takes a strike. I'm just trying to see if Gooden reminds you a little bit of Bob Gibson. A little different style, but he throws just as hard. He fouls the pitch back. He's ahead of him 0-2.
A little bit more controlled than Gibson was body-wise. And don't forget, and I'm sure you remember, Harry, Gibson was exceptionally wild as a kid. He had trouble getting the ball close to the plate. But Gooden looks like he's got a nice, smooth, fluid motion.
The pitch. Inside. He's been around the plate with every pitch. Montreal out in front of the Phillies 2-0 at the end of 3. Rose did not yet get his 4,000th hit. Whoa, he foul-tipped it on a check swing. Get well wishes to Michael Dowling, who's at Loyola Memorial Hospital, convalescing from a heart transplant. There's Jim Fry, the manager of the Cubs. Fouled it off. Room 10 from Sigma Chi Fraternity, the University of Illinois, is here, along with former Cubs intern Alan Friedman. There you get a good look. Frank Howard. Curve a little high. Well, so far he has thrown a very good live fastball, a good sharp breaking curve, and the count is 2-2 on Sandberg. That was a high fastball. He fouled it back.
The Mets had a limit on the pitches they wanted him to throw in the Astrodome. He had some hip problems in spring training. It'll be interesting to see if it troubles him today on a cool afternoon.
2-2 pitch. Tapped it foul again. Arthur Farmer and Hack, I guess it is, from Cicero. Great Cub fans here. So is Mark Sucomo from Mount Vernon, Iowa, pulling to the Cub. The pitch swung. Line down the left field line. Fair ball! Sandberg on his way to second base. He rounds second. He's going to hold. Listen to the crowd.
Rhino took a breaking ball and drove it into the corner in left field. Watch the curveball. It's a good one. Breaks down, but Sandberg stays up with it, ropes it in the left field corner, and that's something he's doing a lot better this year. He's getting the head of the bat out and going to left field a little more. That'll spread the defense for him. They used to play him entirely around to right center field. Now they can't do that.
Well, that's the influence of his new manager, Jim Fry, who has thought he should try to pull more. Sandberg is doing it effectively. Here's Gary Matthews, the left fielder. Strike over the inside corner. The lakefront temperature 54 degrees. The wind out of the southeast and out of the southwest at 14. Not a bad day at all. A curve gets away. Not far enough, and Sandberg, who had started for third, changed his mind. John Gibbons kept the ball under control very well.
Pretty good play by a rookie. The difficult part of this play is locating the ball once it gets away. But watch him. He locates it right away, doesn't have time to take off the mask, but keeps Sandberg at second base. So credit the rookie with a fine play.
That would have been a big play for Sandberg to get to third with only one out, where a fly ball could score him. Now it takes a hit. 1-1 pitch. Low. By the way, Gary Matthews and his family are looking for a 2- or 3-bedroom apartment, preferably in a high-rise. Anybody who's interested in renting their apartment or home, please contact the Cubs Public Relations Office at 281-6955. 281-6955. If you rent your apartment to Gary Matthews, he'll leave you some free passes to the games now and then.
Thanks, Harry. I can build a tent in back of the left field wall here.
2 balls and a strike. No score. Line drive, base hit. Sandberg's trying to score. He'll
Don Zimmer never hesitated sending Sandberg. George Foster just stays back on this ball. The outfield is a little tacky. We had a lot of rain here yesterday. And a fastball right down the middle. The Sarge ropes it into left field. Now watch Foster. He kind of pulls up a little bit. Zimmer just kept sending Sandberg with the first run of the ball game.
So the Cubs are out in front 1-0. And here's Leon Durham, away to a slow start. The fact that he's not playing every day undoubtedly has had something to do with it, as it has for Buckner. There goes a runner swung and fouled on a play. Well, the Cubs are sure playing it loose today. They're certainly relaxed. The runner was going Matthews, and Durham was swinging. I don't know whether it was just a straight attempted steal coming up or whether it was a hit and run. 1-0 Cubs. Hope you're enjoying the telecast wherever you might be. A special welcome to Pat Patterson and all the ho-ho cams out in Mesa. A little bit inside to even the count. Here's our new camera position. Can show you the keister of John Vukovich quite often. First base coach. A ball and a strike to count. You sure get some good shots, Arnie. He's got a keister like Luke Easter. Strike call. Leon Durham, the batter. 1 out, 1 in, 1 on. Inning number 1. The ones have it. 1-2 the count. 1-2 the pitch. Hey, struck him out. Threw the fastball by him, and here's Ron Say. You know, here's what I'm afraid of, Steve. With the popularity of a Buckner, whenever, nobody's going to hit every time up. Every time Durham is playing and Buckner isn't, if he's retired, somebody's going to boo. It's going to put a lot of pressure on both these guys.
I think it puts a lot of pressure on the bull going to first base with Bill still on the ball club. The fans are reacting to it. I hope he doesn't put more pressure on himself, Harry.
Here's Say now. And a breaking ball is a beauty.
19 years old, he's able to take a little off the breaking ball. And the most difficult thing about the curveball is throwing at 2 speeds and still throwing it for strikes. Gooden throws a hard one and a soft one that he throws like a changeup. He's showing a lot of poise for a youngster.
0-1 the count. 1-0 Cubs. We're in the first inning. Strike 2. He struck out Durham, the 4th place hitter. Now he's way ahead of Say, 0-2. Say hitting 200 for the young season with 1 homer, 3 RBI. Sellout crowd at Wrigley Field on the home opener. Same 2 teams tomorrow. There goes the runner. There's the play. Save for stolen base. Gary Matthews had a great jump on Dwight Gooden and stole second easily.
He stole on the pitch. It was the off-speed breaking ball, a good pitch to run on, and Gibbons makes a good throw to second, but it's not in time. Matthews with a great jump makes it easily.
Now a man in scoring position. 1-2 the count on Ron Say. Oh boy, if he'd get hold of one here. You'd hear this crowd. Low, and that evens the count. This guy throws the ball at about 94 miles an hour. And Scott Nadolny of the Cubs has figured it out. You have about 43% of a second in which to pick up the ball and hit it. High pump foul out of play. A souvenir for somebody. Hey, Arnie, right in that area, Ziggy Zarobski, the great All-American from Notre Dame years ago. He's sitting down there with Ben Stein. I wonder if we could pick him out. Right behind where Jim Janik usually sits. Ziggy has a world of friends. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Rancé. Ball 3. He laid off of that off-speed curve. And the count is full with Mel Hall due next. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Big pitch. Whoa, he swung in a terrible ball over his head. Say goes down swinging. Two strikeouts for Gooden in the first inning, but the Cubs score a run. 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 1, the good guys won, the Mets nothing.
We've got what it takes. We've got what it takes to make it easy. We've got what it takes to make it good. There's nothing you can't do when you know your true value. We've got what it takes, true value.
The more you have to do, the more you really need True Value hardware stores and home centers.
We've got what it takes, true value.
This Bud's for everyone who takes the power and sends it down the line.
This Bud's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you. This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. This Bud's for you.
There's Jim Janik of Cafe Bohemia. Let's see if we can find right behind him. It should be Ziggy Zarobski up in section 128, along with Ben Stein and a couple of other people. Hey, listen, never mind that sweet talk. Uncle Bobby Collins with his arm around Denise Cannon. What's going? First, the heck with you, Bobby. I want to talk to Denise.
All right. Hi, Harry.
Is the opener the lead story on the 9 o'clock news?
Well, it certainly should be. It's an exciting day, and the weather permitted us to be here.
Did you have anything to do with the 8 other pretty girls that the Cubs hired here?
No, but I'm glad they're here. They're beautiful ladies, aren't they?
You look terrific.
Thank you, Harry. Good to see you.
All right, we'll talk to Uncle Bobby in a moment.
I can hardly wait.
Darryl Strawberry behind on the count 0-2. He's had 3 homers, each with the bases empty. There's a slider a little low and outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Darryl Strawberry, what a beautiful name. 22 years old, great young star. Just missed. Steve Trout thought he should have been in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
I talked to some of the players and I asked them if anything gives Strawberry trouble, and they said the only thing they've seen is a left-handed breaking ball beside the cream.
2 balls, 2 strikes. There's a drive, center field way back. Might be caught at the wall, and it is. Bobby Dernier went to the ivy for Strawberry's long drive. Went away. Uncle Bobby Collins, get a good look at this.
What?
Now you'll see why he's not on television and is only on radio.
Hey, be nice.
We're showing a replay.
Well, sure. How are you?
Very good, Uncle Bobby. You do a terrific job.
Your voice seems to cleared up after you and Brickhouse were out hoorahing last night in Peoria.
Well, you know, my voice is never clear at 7 in the morning when I talk to you.
Yeah, right.
Can we get the camera on Uncle Bobby?
They don't want to do that now. It'll just scare you. Whoops, look at that.
There's a easy smash smash. Sandberg throws him out. And Mookie Wilson is easily retired. 2 up, 2 down.
Happy to be back.
They're trying to find a camera with a big enough lens. Now they got one, Uncle Bobby.
Yes.
Yeah,
sure. So how you been?
How do you like that early morning stint instead of
well, it's
your afternoon?
Probably better than major surgery, but not a lot, you know.
All right, see you later, buddy.
All right, kid, have fun.
All right. Here is the first pitch to Hubie Brooks. He's hit a home run already this season. 2 men out. 1-0 in favor of the Cubs. There's a high drive foul out of play. Boy, that Strawberry left-hander sure bother him, don't they? One more biscuit for breakfast, and his ball would have landed in the empty center field seats, which are kept empty as a hitter's background. 2 balls and a strike. Fans from all over enjoying the game on the Superstation WGN Channel 9 Chicago. Bouncing ball, Say to his left. Throws him out. 1, 2, 3, another good inning. We go to the bottom of the second. The Cubs are out in front 1-0.
Nothing like this ever happened to your lawn before. Scott's announces the Turf Builder fertilizer just got better. Now it gives you even healthier growth. And remarkably, Scott's can sell new Turf Builder for less. When Turf Builder gets better and it costs less, that's a breakthrough. New Turf Builder from Scott's. Now you can pay less for the #1 selling fertilizer on Earth.
Burger King presents building a delicious new breakfast sandwich, the croissant-wich. Start with a light, flaky croissant.
This, to me, is much superior to an English muffin. It's nice and moist.
Add a fresh grade A egg.
It would make an excellent breakfast.
Melted cheese.
I like the bacon.
Crispy bacon, country sausage or ham.
The ham is tender and very juicy.
And there you have it, the croissant-wich.
Aren't you hungry for Burger King now?
It's delicious.
It's sensational. It changes color. It's new from Finland. It works. The variant fishing lure at Sport Mart, $3.94. For sports, it's Sport Mart.
Harry Carey with Steve Stone, and with us in the booth, a dear, dear friend, a great, great broadcaster in the Hall of Fame. And this is one case where you cannot say the Hall of Shame. It really is Hall of Fame. Jack Brickhouse. An exciting day.
Thanks, Harry. Of course, if they had followed you and me around in some of the earlier days, they would have had a Hall of Shame. Thank goodness they didn't catch it.
I don't know whatever caused us to fly through that weather down to Peoria last night. We both ought to have our heads examined.
That was fun, though. It was good to see Van Auken's ball club get off to a good start. They only lost 8. They were losing 8-1 when we left for the plane to come home. But at least they got the ceremony in.
Jack, good to see you. Take care.
All right, Harry, bring them in now, will you?
All righty. Bottom of the second inning, here's Mel Hall. Whoa, nice play by the pitcher, Gooden. Robbed him of a hit on that. That ball was sharply hit, and Gooden made a fine fielding play. Ted Peloquin here with the group. Still pulling for the Cubs. Andy Pafko with my good friend Don Nystrom of Anheuser-Busch. 1 out, nobody on. Hey, Andy. Here's Jody Davis, batting .348. Here's Gooden's pitch. Swung and fouled it off. It hasn't taken the fans long to chant, Jody, Jody. Here's a guy you played in the World Series here, huh?
Last time the Cubs won one.
1945. It's
39 years ago. Would you believe it?
It's unbelievable that a team couldn't have lucked in once in those years.
Somewhere along the line, at least get a stumble somewhere.
Hey, listen, I think we got a left fielder almost as good as you were in those days now. That's a new member of this ball club, just drove in the first run, Gary Matthews.
He looks like a real good ball player. He's going to help the Cubs a lot this year.
Watch that Don Nystrom with Anheuser-Busch. He'll take the gold out of your teeth if he gets a chance.
Is that right? I got to be careful.
All right, Ed.
Nice seeing you, Harry.
Okay, buddy.
Good luck to the Cubs.
All righty. And Andy Pafko. Pete Rose just got his 4,000th hit, a double to right field in Montreal off Jerry Koosman. You'd have given him a standing ovation. There's a smash, base hit. Jody Davis drills one. He'll hold with a long single to right center. Jody Davis really hit the ball on the nose.
Jody did just what he's been doing all year. Let's just watch his swing. He takes the fastball away and just drives it into right center field. This will put about 30 points on your batting average if you can do this consistently. We know Jody can turn on the ball also, but it never hurts to take the ball the opposite way, and Jody base hits in the right center.
You know, Pete Rose will celebrate his 43rd birthday tomorrow, and he got his 4,000th hit today. He broke in with the Reds in 1963. All right, here's Larry Boa. High, pop fly, short, left field. Foster coming in. Makes the catch. 2 minutes. You're watching exciting Chicago Cubs baseball through WGN Channel 9, Chicago, America's #1 sports station, where tonight at 9 you'll also see and hear Denise Cannon with John Drury doing the news. Here is Steve Trout. Pretty good hitter. 1-0 in favor of the Cubs. We're in the second inning. Standing room only crowd on a threatening day. Fastball a little outside. We want to give you a new phone number. In the event you have a 2- or 3-bedroom apartment you're interested, or a home that you're interested in renting to Gary Matthews, call the Cubs office. 281-5050. 281-5050. 2 balls, no strikes. There's a strike call. Steve Trout, which means the leadoff man will open the third even if Trout would be retired here. Oh, he had a good cut of the fastball. That evens the count 2-2. They're here from Phi Delta Theta at Valparaiso University. Bouncing ball towards short. Oquendo's got it and throws Steve out to retire the side. So it's no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. At the end of 2, the Cubs won, the Mets nothing.
Murph, I'm not cut out to be a mechanic.
What do you mean, Jill? If you can cut it at Union 76, you were born to be under a hood.
After last night, Danny would agree.
Dinner didn't go well?
No, dinner was fine. It was after. When he said his car wouldn't start on that lonely road in the moonlight.
Ooh, sounds romantic.
And then I said, Danny, don't worry, I'm a 76 mechanic. So I hopped out, popped the hood, got the car started.
Go with the spirit.
Jill, we should talk.
The spirit of 76.
Want more tough truck for your buck? Your Toyota dealer's got it. 16 all-new models. Big extra cab. Our roomies. The only gasoline-powered small trucks with fuel injection. This 3/4 ton has an 1,800-pound payload. And tough, of the million Toyota trucks sold in this country since 1964, 95% are still on the road. That's value. Your Toyota dealer's got it right.
Harry Carey and Steve Stone. Well, for long, you know, Arnie Harris is improving with age. It used to be he'd only pick out the screwy-looking hats. Now he finds beautiful girls in the stand. That's a movie star type.
There's Arnie going back to his staple. A couple of Cub hat shots. She's wired for sound, Harry. That's probably a new style of radio. You get to hear the game and see it at the same time.
Sometime what you hear is not what you see.
It's tough to get the peanuts in your mouth with that contraption.
John Gibbons, the catcher, will be leading it off here in the top of the third. Steve Trout has breezed through the first 2 innings. Faces in the crowd. I think that ought to be a daily feature, Arnie. We got 6 cameras, ought to be able to pick people up from everywhere. Gibbons leading a crowd here from Bernie's. Across the street, bouncing ball, deep short. Whoa, a long throw. Gets his man. Now there's experience. Larry knew that he had a catcher running, and he made sure the ball didn't take any trick hop on him, knowing that he had time to throw him out.
Gibbons is an interesting story because he knows that John Stearns has to come back sometime, but he went to spring training with a positive attitude, figured he could win a spot as a starting catcher. That's exactly what happened, and even played through a fractured cheekbone encountered in spring training. Good defensive catcher.
1 out, nobody on. Here's the pitch to Dwight Gooden now. Gooden, who will not be 20 until next November, out of Tampa, Florida, where he still lives. Ball and a strike to count. No, they appealed it. He went around, and the umpire says, yes, he did. So that changes the count to 0-2. Fouled and out of play. Montreal leading the Phillies 4-1 at the end of 4, and Pete Rose doubled to right off Jerry Koosman to chalk up the 4,000th hit of his great career. Bouncing ball, ought to be easy. Sandberg throwing in time. Only 1 ball has been hit in the air. Strawberry's long drive to center field. It was caught by Dernier. Everything else been hit on the ground, which would indicate that Trout's sinker is sinking.
Ron Gardenhire in a battle at second base with Wally Backman. Gardenhire the better of the two defensively. Backman has the stick.
Hey, they're listening in out in Las Vegas. There's Jim Fry, the Cub manager. A little chewing tobacco. Swings the leadoff man, Ron Gardenhire. He tapped out to the mound his first time. 1-1 pitch. Fouled back. Judith Ivey, an actress, is here with Steve Trout's family. All pulling for Steve to win this one. 1-2 the count. There's a drive, left field. Gary Matthews is there. Makes the catch. That retires a side. 1, 2, 3. 7 in a row retired by Trout. We go into the bottom of the third. We'll have the top of the batting order coming up. 1-0 Cubs.
Thinking about throwing in the towel? No, think about making it Michelob Light for the winners.
Your serve.
Would good friends really play this hard for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winner.
Boy, I need help with my serve.
Tom will help you.
First, you remove the cap.
Chicagoland. For me, it's got everything. Beauty, strength, cultural vitality, great restaurants and entertainment, and great places for clothes, like the Suitery. Everything I want my wardrobe to be is at the Suitery, at prices that let me indulge my other tastes. I really enjoy this metropolis of ours, and the Suitery is one of the reasons. The Suitery, for everything you want your wardrobe to be. For locations, dial SUITERY. Suitery.
Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field as we go into the bottom of the third inning. Terry Hemmert. You're on the air, aren't you?
Yeah, bright and early in the morning, Harry.
You do sports or you a disc jockey?
Well, we're both. We have Bob Verdi from the Tribune on the show every morning, and we talk about you quite a bit. I'm glad you don't listen.
Does he ever say anything good about anybody?
Oh, about you all the time, Harry. All the time. He loves your singing.
Well, he's a great writer, and I'll have to get up a little earlier to hear him.
Really? Do that.
Good to see you, dear.
Thank you,
Good
Harry.
luck to you.
Thanks.
Here's Bobby Dernier leading it off. John Brennan from Niles wires in. Wish we were there. Over 200 die-hard Cub fans watching WGN at Brooklands in Denver, Colorado.
Game held up just a little bit as Ron Gardenhire went in to get the sunglasses. Also, Darryl Strawberry has gone out to get some sunglasses, so the sun has poked through the clouds here at Wrigley, much to the delight of the fans.
There's a lot of daughters here, too. Here's Dernier. 0 for 1 for the day. There's an inveterate die-hard Cub fan, Carl Applequist with a group from Michigan City, Indiana. Dernier takes a strike. Well, the Tigers, who are the only unbeaten team in baseball, are having their problems today. Red Sox have scored 5 runs in the first inning. Here's Dernier, fly ball. Center fielder Mookie Wilson almost loses the ball. Good thing he got the sunglasses. And he makes the catch.
Big smile on the face of Mookie Wilson. This one almost blew over his head. The wind is blowing pretty briskly, and watch Wilson. He's battling the sun, and then the wind gets a hold of it. Get on back there, Mookie.
You know, I mentioned the Tigers are having problems. What I didn't see until now, Detroit got 8 runs in the top of the first. The Red Sox came back and got 5 in the bottom of the first. Another great pitching duel in baseball at Fenway Park today. 8-5 at the end of one. Detroit unbeaten so far for the year, leading. Sandberg, who scored the only run of the ballgame. Dwight Gooden's pitch. I wonder if his relatives are watching the game down in Tampa, Florida. 2 balls, no strikes.
You got to lay off the high fastball against Gooden. It rises a little bit. If you make him bring it down, you've got a chance.
Ball is a little bit low. Ball 3. 3 balls, no strikes, 1 out. 1-0 in favor of the Cubs. Gooden's pitch. Ball, he walked him. Sandberg draws the first walk given up by Gooden, who's fanned 2, and allowed 3 hits. There's Gary Matthews, who drove in the first run of the ball game. They're here from Warsaw, Indiana. Elaine Enders and Brenda Kramer. Throw to first, the runner back. Runner back again, Joe Jaworski from Schaumburg. Enjoying the game. 1 on, 1 out. A little bit low. Good well wishes to Randy Wilkening in Merrillville, Indiana, who had a ticket for opening day but became ill and watching the game from his hospital bed. 1 ball, no strikes. Whoa, he had a good cut.
Gooden once won 15 straight games. That was last year. Stayed unbeaten from the middle of May through the middle of August.
There goes the runner. Strike call. There's a pack. Save a stolen base. Sandberg, who stole home earlier this year, steals second.
Gibbons makes a pretty good throw, but he took a little too long to get it out of the glove. And Sandberg, a good slide, gets in under the tag of Oquendo. Let's watch it again. And here's Gooden. He shows a good, strong arm. Might have taken a little too long to deliver it.
Now Matthews has a shot at driving in another run. He singled a left to drive in Sandberg in this situation in the first. Cubs with 2 stolen bases already today. High, ball 2 to even the count. Jim Budka, who's been the engineer on a number of baseball broadcasts, wires in from St. Petersburg, Florida, so they're getting our Cubs game down there. Curve, strike call. Matthews thought it was a bad ball. He's arguing with the plate umpire, Billy Williams. Boy, that was a wicked curveball.
It's such a sharp breaking curve that Billy Williams waited till the last minute. Watch it again. It looks like it could have dropped a little bit low, but Billy Williams said no, it was a strike, and it buckled the knees of Gary Matthews.
Here's Durham now. Swings at a fastball, and he misses. I tell you, the kid's curve is an overhanded curveball that breaks sharply down. 1-0, the Cubs lead. We're in the third. Bright sunshine at the moment. There's that curveball. We're wondering about Dwight Gooden's parents and friends in the Tampa, St. Pete area. We know that the game is being seen down there from Jim Budka's message. A ball and a strike. Swings and he misses. And Durham is in the hole, 1-2.
And there's Leon not very happy with his pitch selection. That fastball rose, started out at the letters, rose above his head, and the bull pulled the trigger. Missed it by plenty.
1-2 the count. 3 strikeouts for Gooden so far. 1-0 in favor of the Cubs. 1-2 the count. The pitch on the way. Inside. And the count evens. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. A runner in scoring position. Say on deck. The pitch. He struck him out on a high fastball. That's a 4th strikeout for Gooden. Mine will be joining Steve here in a moment. This is Harry Carey at Wrigley Field, where after 3 exciting, well-pitched innings, as you see it there, the score: Cubs 1, Mets nothing.
Dolly Levi, you are a damned exasperating woman.
Why, Horace Vandergelder, that is the nicest thing you have ever said to me.
You know how to whistle, don't you, Steve? You just put your lips together and blow.
Of all the gin joints in all the towns in all the world, she walks into mine.
They were waiting for us. Somebody told them.
The best movies at 7 are on Chicago's very own Channel 9.
Talking to me?
Burger King's got a delicious new way to say good morning. The croissant-wich.
For which?
Croissant-wich.
It's like fresh baked bread.
You bet.
Egg, sausage, croissants. It's morning.
It is. Cheese melted right over the egg. You get your choice of ham, sausage.
I like the bacon.
Or bacon. Burger King's new croissant-wich.
Are you hungry for Burger King now?
Breakfast on a croissant. Brilliant idea.
This portion of Chicago Cubs baseball is brought to you by participating advertiser Pepsi-Cola General Bottlers. Pepsi, the choice of a new generation.
Hello again, everybody. We're getting ready to go through the middle three. I'm Milo Hamilton along with Steve Stone. Oh, boy, you do wear cashmere, don't you? And we are glad to be with you on this opening day. The sun has broken out. I guess it maybe got the second biggest applause here today. I guess the first went to Buckner as he got the big crowd reaction. But we are having a good ball game here. The young Mets and the Cubs, and it's 1-0, and Trout is ready to work to Oquendo. Bouncer Boa, big hop for the captain. Got him, and it's one away. Trout appears to have the good stuff here so far.
He's thrown well, and when he gets ground balls, you know that the fastball is moving away from the right-handers and sinking. And if Steve can keep it down, he should be in good shape, and he's got to play it pretty close to the vest because the youngster on the other side shows no signs of throwing anything but smoke, Milo. And to go with that good fastball, he's throwing a very sharp, breaking, hard curveball.
Well, in talking to their ball club about him, as we look at Keith Hernandez fouling it off, I said, well, when you say he's got a breaking ball, does he just have one or does he have a good one? They said he's got the best curveball on the staff. So when you got that to go with that 95-mile smoker and a pretty good straight change too, he's got all the poise in the world. Man, he looks like he's been here 10 years. 1 ball, 1 strike. 19 years old.
He's thrown 8 innings thus far this year, only walked 3 men, which is pretty good for anybody, but especially for a rookie who's got to be looking around at all these big ballparks.
There's a good pitch in there, and Hernandez takes it. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Hernandez had a base hit in the first. So far, that is the only New York hit. Did he or didn't he? They're asking. And the third base umpire said no, he didn't. Rocklander put the palms down. Take another look.
You decide for yourself. It looks to me like he might have held up. It's a good hard slider by Trout. It's off the corner.
2-2. Crowds him at the shoulder as we come back. 3-2. Trout has not walked anybody, struck out 2, got Oquendo and Foster in the first inning. The perennial Golden Glove first baseman Hernandez fouls it off, and it holds 3-2. Not an empty seat in the place, standing room only. It's been that way for a week, and looks as though maybe the weather's going to be all right now the rest of the afternoon. Hope so. Looks good right now. Holding 3-2 to Keith Hernandez.
I guess it's appropriate, Milo, that here on Friday the 13th, Detroit and Boston managed to put up 13 runs in the first inning in Boston. It's just a pleasure to pitch there.
Oh, that is some ballpark. I know when the score came across with Detroit, when I was over on the radio side, I said, well, it might be one of those Boston days, and then no sooner said, here comes Detroit. Line drive hit right center. Haul over to get it in a hurry. Fire it in, and after Hernandez took the big turn, he'll be held to a single. So Hernandez with his second hit, and that is the hit output for the Mets so far here today. And George Foster will be the batter.
Foster originally came up with San Francisco, was later traded to Cincinnati, where he accomplished many of his feats, and now comes over to the Mets, trying to give him some power in the middle of the lineup. And Darryl Strawberry makes George Foster get some better pitches. You don't want to walk Foster ahead of Strawberry, so Darryl is adding protection for Foster.
1 ball, no strikes. The man who threw out the first pitch today, sore arm and all. He's a gamer, isn't he? Coach Ray Meyer. That's a ball. And tonight the coach is going to put on his coaching sport coat again and coach a cystic fibrosis benefit at Alumni Hall at DePaul. That'll get underway at 7 with a media game for a warm-up. 2 balls, no strikes to Foster. Foster struck out swinging in the first inning. Coach was up all night. Mike McCormick had to soak that arm. There's a high foul up to the right side.
Probably put me on the 15-day disabled list.
15-day disabled list after today for the coach. There you look at that Cub jacket. Who's the guy with you, Coach?
Oh, you mean Hokie?
Yeah, your old pal of 60 years.
On my left, Ed Mineta.
Hey, I got to tell you, Ed Mineta and all his folks, Herb Newman, what a marvelous tribute and what a dinner Saturday night.
Okay, Milo, and you were terrific there. That was the best affair I've ever attended, and you were the great part of it.
There's a strike to Foster. Well, I tell you, I wouldn't have missed it for anything. It was a fabulous night, one of the nights to remember for sports in this city. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hernandez, first base, 1 out. High fly ball center. Denier will take a look. Circling in that wind. Backing up. Makes the play. Holy Toledo. We had a little hint of that when Mookie Wilson had one almost jump over him. That wind is blowing a gale. It blew it around on Denier, and Steve, he managed to stay with it.
You really can't tell how hard the wind is blowing until it gets up above the stands. Now watch Denier. This one pushes him way back. He just barely gets the glove up in time.
Woo! All right, now here is Strawberry. A group of youngsters in New York Met uniforms. Gardenhire, Okendo, runner going, throw down. He got it. What a throw! Jody, he can do it with his arm as well. And a caught stealing on Hernandez, and the side has been retired. And watch this gun out of Gainesville, Georgia.
He threw out Steve Sachs 2 out of 4 times in Los Angeles, and Jody seems to have it all together. He gets Hernandez easily. Watch it from another angle. He's still out by plenty.
Oh, great coverage by our crew, and what a throw by Jody. We have played into the middle of the 4th, and the Cubs lead 1-0.
For everyone who's getting the 1984 Olympic Games ready for the world. To everyone who's working hard for America's Olympic effort, this Bud's for you.
No.
Behold the doubting Thomases.
No.
They don't believe anything you tell them about cars.
Absolutely not.
They don't believe you can get a real sporty car that's affordable. Then we show them the Toyota Corolla Sport Liftback, the real sporty car that's truly affordable.
Come on. How can Corolla give you so much for so little?
It's just a Toyota tradition.
We believe. We believe. We believe. We believe.
Getting ready to go into the bottom of the 4th. See any of your friends out there today? Big crowd at Wrigley Field. And they've been rewarded with a good ball game so far, and now some good weather. Ed Mineta, you got to be proud of the man you're standing next to, and I know you've talked about it that he's not retiring really. He's going to be busy with so many things, but what a response he got here today when he went to that mound.
Well, it's been like that all year, Milo, and of course the other night was the tribute of tributes, and his coach said he will remember it, and he is a living legend, truly. But I want to thank you personally, because Milo, without you the other night making that long trip back, you were super, and it was fun to have you with us, and you really made the evening a big success, and I heard that from everyone that was there, national or local fans.
Thank you very much, and I wouldn't have missed it for anything. I can always catch up on my sleep, but not again in my lifetime will I get a chance to MC the dinner for the coach.
Well, you're making me blush.
Foul back by the Penguin. 1-2. Say is hit safely in 5 of 7 games coming into today. Was a strikeout victim in the 1st inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball game in the 4th. Cubs got a run in the 1st, and they're leading 1-0. Bounced it up there, 2-2. Talking about the poise of this youngster when Matthews looked at that third called strike in the third. I don't think a veteran like Matthews thought that kid was going to have that kind of a pitch for him in that spot.
No, and it buckled Gary Matthews' knees. He looked at it, thought it might have been a fastball. It broke over the outside corner. Whether it was a ball or strike, it broke so well. It's surprising that he has that good a curveball and can get it over the plate.
Foul back. Well, when I heard about those things that he does and the fact that he's not bashful about throwing that breaking ball in key situations, well, he proved it right there against a good hitter who's off to a good start, Gary Matthews. Hall will be next. Say leading off the fourth. Gooden working. And he goes 3-2.
Last time he went 3-2 on Ron Say, Ron swung at a bad pitch out of the strike zone. So let's see what he does right here with the youngster.
19 years old and pitching in the big leagues. And he missed with it. Ron didn't go for that one low inside. But seeing youngsters under fire is nothing new for the coach. These youngsters get more mature every year, don't they?
Oh, yes. They're starting them at an earlier age. That man on the mound, Gooden, is doing an excellent job. We ought to take him on the Cubs.
Oh, if it only could work that way.
I'll trade. I'll go to the Mets. You can bring him to the Cubs.
Here is Hall with a 9-game hitting streak going back to last year. Runner going. Throw down. Not in time. So Jim Fry, once again, following the emphasis that he went for in spring training, wants movement on the bases.
And here's a surprise. Mel Hall protecting Ron Say. Watch the throw. Say, who didn't steal a base all last year for the Cubs, had only 3 stolen bases back since 1981. He gets in here. They should give him the base. Maybe he can put that one up in his house, Milo.
I think he ought to ask for it. That's 3 stolen bases in 3 attempts here, and the Cubs draw even for the year. They now have stolen 6 and have had 6 stolen against them. So Mel Hall with a chance to get another run home. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Mel told me before the game that he loves fastballers. He doesn't care how hard they throw. Eventually, they got to come to him. And he's just looking one thing, fastball, and he's got to try to pull it with a man at second base. Let's see if Mel gets the job done.
Say with his lead. 2 balls and a strike. Leadoff walk, stolen base. The Cubs have out-hit them 3-2, lead in the score 1-0, trying to build on that lead here in the 4th inning. Hall, the batter, and Jody's due up next. The hits belong to Sandberg, Matthews, and Davis. Matthews with the RBI. Off speed. I tell you one thing, when he's got that hummer that he has, by having the other 2 pitches, you could hear it. The crowd realizes that they're oohing and eyeing when he throws them a different pitch. You could hear it that time.
Now Mel Hall has to look fastball. He's got to try to pull it. This is a position any hitter loves to be in. Pick a zone and then just let it go.
A hitter's pitch. Oh, a high hummer, and he chased it, and it's 3-2.
That's the one you have to lay off of, and nobody knows that better than Mel, who's a little disappointed in himself. He realizes he should be standing at first base. Instead, he'll get another look. And you can't be too sure what he's going to come in with because he does have first base open. So it's still a guessing game. There you take a look at Ron Say at second.
And he has thrown breaking balls, that curve on 3-2. He's got that kind of confidence. Like his pitching coach Mel Stottlemyre says, I have to keep pinching myself. He doesn't act like he's 19. And he ended up walking him 2 walks in a row. 3rd walk to go with 4 strikeouts, and it'll bring up Jody Davis and a crowd with the Jody.
Out comes Mel Stottlemyre. He wants to have a word with his youngster. Mel, who had so many great years with the New York Yankees, one of the best sinkers perhaps that ever was in the American League. So he knows from experience how valuable that double play ball is, and that's exactly what he's telling the young fellow. There you take a look at Davy Johnson on the left, the little fellow with the mustache.
Yeah.
And the big guy, Frank Howard, who ran the ball club last year.
And they're getting some action in their bullpen. And as we check that out, Ray, that's Ed Lynch. Ray, congratulations again on your big day here and the wonderful welcome they gave you here. And as always, we'll look forward to seeing you here often.
Thank you, Milo. I'm very happy to be here, and it's real gratifying to me to hear the crowd. I'm very pleased. And I hope the Cubs win. That's all I care about.
Well, keep wearing that Cub jacket. Hope, good to see you, pal. You'll have your grandson out later.
Yeah, I am. My granddaughter also.
Ed, thanks for coming by.
Okay, Milo. I'll see you a lot during the summer.
You betcha. Great to have them with us. Now he'll go down and enjoy the rest of the game. You can bet on that. Jody Davis, the batter. Runners first and second. Nobody out. Swing, boy. He was sitting on that first pitch and fouled it off.
That one drifted back, and Gibbons had a shot at it. He just missed the ball. It hit off the railing. And with the wind blowing back toward the field, you can't give up on anything. Now watch this one. He had a chance to retire Jody Davis. The wind brought it well back. And fortunately, 21-year-old rookies don't know a lot about the wind here at Wrigley Field, and he just misplayed that one.
Jody Davis had a base hit in the second inning. He got a base hit into right center. Say at second, Hall at first, nobody out. Hit him on the fist and popped him into shallow right. Gardenhire out, right fielder coming on, and the ball's going to drop. The wind will blow it. It'll be safe on every base. A wind-blown single. Jody has 2 straight hits. The bases are loaded for Larry Boa.
When that one went up, Ron Gardenhire was in trouble. Not only is he battling the wind, he's battling the sun. Now watch him. He never really picks this one up. With his back toward the infield, the ball just keeps drifting, and then he loses his footing. No chance to get that one. Now watch it. Watch his feet. They slide a little bit. He can't get to the ball, and Jody is in with his second hit of the day.
So Larry Boa with a chance to do some good. After 6 innings, Montreal leads Philadelphia 4-1. And in case you're joining us late, Pete Rose did get number 4,000. After 2 innings at Fenway, Detroit 8, Red Sox 6. Breaking ball low, and the crowd ready for a big inning. And the Cubs, after struggling for runs in Los Angeles, would like to have one of those big innings.
And this would be a good time for Larry to get his first hit of the year left-handed.
Fouled it down the third base side. Hey, Jim Fry's got everybody moving.
It's very important for the runner at third base to be running in foul territory. Now watch it. This ball just barely misses Ron Say. He is in fair territory. That's a base running mistake. If the ball hits him, Larry Boa is going to wind up at first base. Well, he's going to be out. Larry Boa winds up with a base hit, but no run scores, and we have the bases loaded and 1 out.
Boa the batter. At the moment, the bases are loaded with nobody out, and the youngster in a trouble spot in the 4th inning. Line drive, center field, base hit. 1 run will score. Hall will be waved, and the throw will be late at the plate, and 2 runs are in, and Larry Boa with a big 2-run single. Say in with run number 2. Hall in with run number 3. Jody Davis at second. Boa at first with a 2-run single, and the congratulations everywhere.
Larry goes with it and just barely gets it over the head of shortstop Jose Oquendo and in front of George Foster. And Foster doesn't have the best arm in the league. Zim knows that. He waves Mel Hall, and we've put 3 on the board.
Steve Trout bounced out to the shortstop his first time up. Milo Hamilton with Steve Stone, flanked on the left by the veteran and good friend of many years, Jack Rosenberg. Joe Cornell with the graphics. There's a bunt, and it'll move everybody, and everybody's safe. Not everybody flat-footed. Trout helps himself. A bunt single for Trout.
It's all falling apart for the youngster. Nobody goes to get this ball. Gooden falls off the mound to the first base side, and U.B. Brooks retreated to third base for the force out. A great bunt by Steve Trout, who was doing the right thing, got himself a base hit in the process. Ed Lynch continues to throw. The bases remain loaded with Cubs, and now the youngster is in his first major jam of his early major league career.
I had talked earlier about opening days are always big, and Jeff Odenwald, congratulations. You've run off a great ship here today, pal.
Thank you. I'm just glad that we got everything in, and the weatherman cooperated. And now the big inning, please.
Yes, and you got your first big promotion coming up. Calendar weekend, tomorrow and Sunday. Here's Dernier, bases loaded. Whoa, and it's ball one. Everybody who comes to the park tomorrow and Sunday, thanks to one of the folks on the television side who make these games possible, Budweiser, with the calendar day tomorrow and Sunday. Bases are loaded, nobody out. Look out. 2-0. You wonder how much longer he'll go with him here.
Well, this is definitely his last hitter, and the 2 walks to lead off the inning really got Dwight Gooden in trouble. He walked Say and he walked Hall. Those are the 2 runs that have scored this inning. And now he's got to make a very difficult 2-0 pitch to Dernier.
Take a look. Got it in, 2-1. Sandberg on deck, then Matthews. Bobby Dernier is the 6th Cub to bat in the inning. 2 runs are in, and the Cubs have a 3-0 lead. 4th inning. Opener at home. As you take a look at the Cubs all over the bases. 2-1 count. Started after it, laid off in time, 3-1. They asked for the appeal. Dick Stello says, Bob Dernier has flied to right and he's flied to center here today. Just put the ball in play. 3 balls, 1 strike. Also have a good eye here. There's nobody out. 3-1 count. It's up. Oh, smothered, and he made a play. What a play by Gardenhire. He saved a run and maybe 2. And I'm going to tell you something. He just made a marvelous play and put an out on the board for him.
Took a base hit away from Bob Dernier, and Steve Trout was not running to second base. Watch this one. This ball almost gets through, and Gardenhire knocks it down. He flips to second. Trout's nowhere in the picture. Then he gets there, and the run scores. Watch it again. A great play. It saved a run. Got the youngster an out. Might have kept him in the ball game. Locates the ball and finally flips to Oquendo. Trout forced at second.
Boy, what a play by Gardenhire, and I've never seen him play second before. I've always seen him as a shortstop, but he made a great play there.
He's got good range. He's the better of the 2 Met glove men, and now Larry Boa comes halfway down the line.
Bothered him.
Gooden steps back off the mound, which is exactly what you have to do. Larry's trying to force the youngster to balk.
We got speed on the bases. Boa third, Dernier first, Sandberg the hitter. Rhinos 1 for 1 with a walk. Runner going, and the throw down will never be in time, and a stolen base for Bobby Dernier, and that's 4 stolen bases for the Chicago Cubs. You heard it right, 4 stolen bases, and we're only in the 4th inning.
You don't usually see a Cub team on the run, but Jim Fry has everybody geared up, including Ron Say. Now Bob Dernier gets in the act. Watch it again. A delayed throw. There's no chance in the world of getting Dernier, but Oquendo makes a very nice stop, keeping Boa at third base.
All right, Don Zimmer, third base coach, moving right up that line with Boa. 2 runners in scoring position for Sandberg with a strike 1 count. Ball 1-1. We've added a 6th camera this year, and that's it from the first base side. So Arnie's got more buttons to push and numbers to yell. He'll think he's betting a double quinella. 2 balls and a strike. You all right, Arnie? All right. Your guys, you'd think this was the 4th of July, not the opener. What a job this crew is doing on Channel 9 today. Those shots they've been getting, outstanding. 2 balls and a strike. Lined into center. It will drop in a base hit. They're going to wave the second man, and it'll be safe. 2 runs are in. Sandberg with a 2-run single. Boa run number 5. Dernier run number 6. And the Cubs are literally trying to run the Mets right out of here.
That's going to be it for the youngster Gooden. Watch Sandberg drives the ball into center field, and Dernier never stops. Dernier is running when he realizes Mookie can't get to the ball, and there's no way to get him at home plate. He scores easily. Larry Boa ecstatic. And that's going to be it for the youngster. This has been a chamber of horrors for more than one pitcher. Dwight Gooden will always remember his first assignment in Wrigley Field.
So Ed Lynch is coming on. Lynch, a right-hander as well. So Dwight Gooden got his baptism at Clark and Addison and leaves trailing 6-0.
There you take a look at Ed Lynch, 6'5", 210-pound right-hander. He was mostly as a starter last year. He started 27 games and appeared in 30. Was 10-10 with a .428 earned run average. Manager Davey Johnson has decided to go with 4 starters. They're all right-handed, and Lynch has gone to the bullpen at least for the time being. And the skies have cleared up a little bit, Milo. That's a welcome sight when you're leading 6-0 with only 3 outs to go to make this official.
You got it. And you would think of that.
Lynch on the year has made 1 appearance. He pitched 2 2/3 innings, gave up 4 hits and a run, .338 earned run average. We saw Lynch in a couple of starting roles last year. He threw the ball very well. And now Johnson has some flexibility with that bullpen. He's got a man we affectionately know as Dirt, Dick Tidrow, who came over after being released by the White Sox. And he's also got Craig Swan in the bullpen, and pennant fever has hit the fans here at Wrigley.
See, that'll bring out a banner like that when you got a big inning going here, a 5-run inning and leading 6-0. You know, the Mets are here for 3. Next week in the middle of the week, Whitey Herzog and the St. Louis Cardinals, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. A week from today, Chuck Tanner brings the Pittsburgh Pirates in for 3. So a lot of chances for you on this first homestand. Up on the roof, that's where you'll find them. Somebody painted that roof, Arnie. But the big blue 9 is gone.
In going back over the inning, Milo, I think that you can point to those leadoff walks that Dwight Gooden gave up, and that's generally a rookie mistake, not limited to rookies, but certainly young players are more susceptible to it than the veterans. He walked Say, he walked Hall, and that set the stage for a little bit of good luck for us and some bad luck for him. The bunt that rolled unattended, a base hit by Boa, and so certainly he wasn't hit as hard as I've seen guys get hit, but those 6 runs aren't going to do his ERA any good.
Gary Matthews ready to step in. Incidentally, those 2 ribbies by Sandberg gives him 10. He's about a month and a half ahead of last year when he got his 10th RBI. 1 ball, no strikes. Matthews is the 8th Cub to bat in the inning. There's still only 1 out. 2 walks, 4 hits, 2 stolen bases in the inning. 1 ball, 1 strike. Looks like Swan down in their bullpen.
He's had some arm problems, and he's trying to work them out in the bullpen for the Mets. There he is, number 27, Craig Swan.
1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, in there, 1 and 2. And you could talk about it, but Swan could talk about it too. If you don't have the good health and the good arm, there's not much you can do, and he's been plagued by it, hasn't he?
He's shown some flashes of brilliance, Milo. He had some great years with the Mets, but he's had physical problems lately.
Almost got Matthews, but he got out of the way. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Matthews 1 for 2 today. He got the Cubs on the board in the first with an RBI single that chased Sandberg home. Dropped down a little more on him that time, and now it's 3 and 2. You've got Sandberg at first base. His 2-run single up the ante to 6-0. Boa had 2 RBIs in the inning. Runner going. Line drive hit into right center field, and with the runner going, Sandberg will come to third easily. Mookie Wilson up with it. And a big turn at third by Sandberg. I'll tell you one thing, these Cubs are going to
Zimmer keeps him coming until he finally puts on the brakes. He didn't know that he would have been able to score. You've got to watch this cutoff throw. It dribbles through Keith Hernandez. Mookie gets the ball in the infield. Sandberg is held up now. Now the ball dribbles home. Sandberg could have scored. Zimmer didn't know that when he held him up. But you gotta like the aggressive coaching of Don Zimmer. He waits till the last minute, and Sandberg was almost in the dugout trying to put on the brakes.
I'll tell you one thing. If you're going to be on this club and you're on base, you better pay attention to Popeye, because he's going to have you running all the time. And that's a ball. Durham, the 9th man to bat in the inning. He has struck out twice. The bull is pressing, and there's no doubt in my mind that he's pressing. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Ball 2 to the bull. Durham, with his shaky start, is down to 167 in the early games. Strike, and it's 2-1.
You just know that he's got to hit the ball hard this time at bat, Milo. He's too good a hitter to be hitting like he is. He is pressing a little bit. You can almost see it when he grabs the bat. Let's see what he does here.
Teammates on the corners. And it's 3-1, and Lynch is having trouble tuning in the radar here also. Fell behind Matthews, gave up a hit. The Cubs have now out-hit them. I've got 8 hits on my card.
You're right. The board has 7, but they do have 8.
Runner going at first, swing and a miss. The throw down. Now Matthews is going to bounce around, try to give Sandberg a chance to run, but they got him too quickly. And with the runner going, Matthews is out, and you'll take another look.
Oquendo looks like he's hurt. Let's watch it. It's a well-executed play. The throw is to Oquendo, who then takes a look at third base. Now the ball hits him in the throwing hand. He runs down Matthews, puts the tag on the helmet, and Jose Oquendo is hurt. Watch it again. He gets his throwing hand in the way. It looks like it hit off one of his fingers. No chance for Sandberg to score. Matthews is run down, and now the trainer is out to take a look, and he is in some pain.
New skipper Davey Johnson, who picked up a few gold gloves as a Baltimore Oriole, played on some very fine teams.
Well, he also hit 41 home runs, or 43 home runs he hit for Atlanta. Now
I was there.
We take a look at Oquendo. It looks like he's going to come out of this one. The trainer is Steve Garland. He was out there to take a look, and that could be a big loss because this kid is Ozzie Smith with a better arm. He has a tremendous arm at shortstop and can really get the ball. Hopefully that isn't broken.
Well, I wonder who's got that plane out today. They're working on a bat handle.
Jay Johnstone.
That's what you do when you're not playing. You get a bat ready for when you are.
And he's pretty pleased. The last couple of years, his first hit in the pinch hitting role was in the middle of May, so he feels he's way ahead of the game. He's got a base hit here in April.
Boy, he did it busting his tail doing it, too. Slid into first base to beat the rap.
Ross Jones is in at shortstop now. And it looks like Oquendo is going to have that hand looked at. This could be a terrible loss for the Mets. Oquendo, who changed his hitting style, really shows a brilliant glove at shortstop. His arm is phenomenal, and if he's hurt for any length of time, it's going to take that double play combination that the Mets felt was one of their strong points and make them have to adjust their thinking a little bit. Now the bull is faced with a 3-2 pitch. There are 2 outs. Sandberg remains at third base. Matthews was thrown out on the bases. A good time to break out of it, Bull.
Ross Jones out of Miami, Florida. First year in the big leagues. Now they're shortstop. Swing and a miss on a change, and he struck him out. And Durham has struck out for the 3rd time in 3 trips. The Cubs have an inning. They get 5 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. Weren't any errors, and 1 man was left. So through 4 innings, the Cubs have it their own way right now, leading New York 6-0.
We got what it takes. We got what make it easy. We've got what it takes to make it good. There's nothing you can't do when you know your true value. We've got what it takes, True Value.
The more you have to do, the more you really need True Value hardware stores and home centers.
We've got what it takes, True Value.
Now there's a place besides Murph's to get quality 76 gasoline. 76 self-serve mods. But they've got more here than gasoline.
What'll it be, Murph?
Ah, a loaf of bread, a jug of milk, and now besides me, Rosie.
Sweet talker.
At self-serve mods, you can fill up your tank, stock up on groceries, and use your 76 credit card.
Well, Murph, are you going to say those words I'm longing to hear?
I sure am, Rosie. Charge it.
Go with the spirit.
At self-serve mods.
The spirit of 76.
There's the tail so far, and if you're a Cub fan, you got to like the looks of that. As we go to the 5th inning, Strawberry will be leading it off.
Trout has thrown exceptionally well thus far. He's given up 2 base hits to Keith Hernandez, and that's been it. He's kept the ball down. The Mets have not been able to mount anything, and Trout hasn't given up a base on balls yet. So with a 6-run lead, it looks to be a comfortable outing thus far for Steve Trout.
Waiting for Strawberry to come out. You know, Ray Meyer, who threw out today's ceremonial first pitch, was supposed to come onto the field in an antique car, and because of the softness after all the rain, they were unable to go through with that. Cubs would like to thank Joe and Ellen Tonelli from Spring Valley, Illinois. They drove up this morning in their 1922 Buick touring car. So the Cubs want to thank the Tonellis and hope to have their antique car back later this season.
It'll just be more of an antique, that's all. They just keep getting better.
And worth more. A ball and a strike. Strawberry flied to center in the 2nd inning. Two balls and a strike. Trout in front, 6-0. He's allowed 2 hits, and Hernandez has both of them.
He's got such a beautiful stroke. No less than an expert than Ted Williams said he's got to be a star.
Got enough of it to stay up there for another swing. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trout against Strawberry. Got him. Boy, I tell you, Trout with a smooth, even delivery that time.
Completely fooled Strawberry on a fastball over the inside corner. Strawberry had one of his 3 home runs go into the center field bleachers in the Astrodome. And they said Mumphrey just looked up, couldn't believe there was a ball over his head. You're not used to seeing anything go out of center field in Houston.
He jerked one up in the hitting background here last year. Awesome talent. Darryl Strawberry. Here's Mookie Wilson. Bounced to second first time up. Sandberg got there. Fast man running. Throws. Safe at first base. With Mookie Wilson running, and where you saw Sandberg end up with the ball, it would have taken a miracle to get him, but Sandberg did a heck of a job to get to that ball.
He couldn't plant his feet. He had to get the ball away in a hurry, and he tried a bouncing throw to first base. Sandberg realizes who's running. No chance to get Mookie at first. He beats it out for a base hit. Watch it again. You won't see a smoother fielder in the league. And when Jim Fry was asked what kind of fielder Ryne Sandberg was, he says, I guess he's pretty good. I haven't seen him miss anything yet.
There's a strike to Brooks. And having been in both leagues as a coach and a manager and a coach again, Fry says he's as good as any second baseman I've seen in 15 years, and that takes in a lot of territory. Ryne Sandberg, the Golden Glover last year, fouled off by UB Brooks, got an 0-2 count on him. Milo Hamilton and Steve Stone with Cubs television on WGN, Television 9 in Chicago, Chicago's very own, and America's #1 sports station, with the Cubs on top 6-0. Mets at bat in the 5th inning. Boy, I tell you, even when Trout doesn't look like he's bringing it hard today, he's got some pop in it.
He's got a good fastball, and he made a very good 0-2 pitch. He pushed Brooks off the plate. UB's been told that they need some more power out of the third base position, so he's starting to turn on the ball a little bit. He's looking for the home run. In years past, he always looked to right field. A good average hitter, but third basemen in the big leagues have to hit for power. And now Brooks steps out. Davy Johnson had a talk with him. He said, look, I was a second baseman. I hit for a little bit of power, and you can keep yourself around the league a lot longer if you can hit some home runs. So look for Brooks to try to be supplying some.
Runner at first with the lead, not going anywhere right there. And there is a strikeout, 2 in the inning and 4 in the game for the Rainbow. Well, maybe it's an omen when you have rain here today and it suddenly breaks out a little sun. Maybe the Rainbow will prevail.
He's prevailed so far, hasn't walked anybody. 4 strikeouts. More important than that, he's getting ahead of every hitter, getting everything over the plate.
John Gibbons, rookie catcher, never caught above Double-A. The shortstop who came in for Oquendo had played in Triple-A last year. So everybody you see coming on pretty young. So that's why Foster and Hernandez have to stabilize that club. 2 balls, no strikes, and they've gotten out of the gate with a flourish, and the Cubs are trying to slow that Met Express down here today, trying to establish, hey, wait a minute, we think we're better too. We got to show you now. Cubs are leading 6-0. Comebacker, Trout, easy, side retired. No runs and a hit, no errors, and a man left. We are halfway through this game. And after 4.5, the Cubs have 6 runs on 8 hits. The Mets are scoreless with 3 hits.
This bud's for everyone who takes the power and sends it down the line.
This bud's for you. For all you do. The king of beers is coming true.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do. This bud's for you.
To World Cup champion Phil Mayer and pro photographer Russ Kinney, challenge is the name of the game. That's when Canon's AE1 program shows the stuff the winning shots are made of. Because to catch the best, you need an instrument with all the features a pro wants.
Hey, Russ, can I try that? Sure.
With a program mode that even lets Phil shoot like a pro, shade or sun. The AE1 program, so advanced, it's simple.
Canon, the official 35mm camera of the 1984 Olympics.
Now that'll refresh your memory about how it looks from many different angles at Wrigley Field. As we play our home opener. And the Cubs have the 6-0 lead as they come to bat in the 5th inning. And Ron Cey, who started the 5-run 4th with a walk and then a stolen base for the Penguin, will be leading it off. He'll be looking at Lynch. I think just enough when they took the tarp on and off a few times it started to sprinkle, just enough that the pitcher today will find himself having to clean out those spikes a little more.
It's hard if you don't get any footing around the pitcher's mound, and so Lynch has that little tongue depressor out there to take the dirt out of his cleats.
1 ball, no strikes to Cey. Hall due up next. Parrish hit a home run in the 4th, nobody on, his first for Detroit. Detroit now leading Boston 9-6 at Fenway. Ball 2. It looks when he drops down more like he's got better control, Lynch.
It looks like he's had arm problems at one time in his career, Milo. He short arms the ball just a little bit. It's an unusual delivery.
It looks like he's doing it all with his arm, too, doesn't it?
He is throwing a lot of arm here. He came over originally from Texas in 1979 as a player to be named later in the Willie Montanez trade.
3 balls and a strike. There's a drive. Deep left center field. Ball is going, gone! Holy Toledo! The Penguin bangs one out at Wrigley.
run number 2 for Ron Cey, RBI number 4. The Cubs are threatening to make this one a laugher. The fans are certainly enjoying it as Cey gets a standing ovation. He just took a fastball, what looked on the inner half, and drove it deep into the seats in left center field. A happy Penguin.
And Lynch paid the price for falling behind again. Now it is a 7-0 ball game. Hall sends a high foul down the left side. It'll bend back out of play. Here's the home run swing.
Was a fastball on the inner half, and Ron Cey on a 3-1 count wasn't letting this one get by.
If you want to know what a wheelhouse is, that pitch was in Ron Cey's wheelhouse. No balls and a strike to Hall. He walked in the 4th inning and scored the 3rd run. Sends one out to right, but Strawberry is right there, and with that boarding house reach, he doesn't have to move. He just reaches up, and there it is. With Ray Meyer being in the crowd today, he looks at Strawberry and his mouth's got a water, saying, oh, I wonder if he... There's the Penguin. That's the happiness of driving one and being in front. They're watching down in Sarasota today. There's a foul ball on Jody's bat. Somebody caught that ball barehanded. No wonder the crowd roared. I'd take a bow, too. Look out. Jody is 2 for 2 today and has a 7-game hitting streak. 2-1. Tapped it foul. General manager of the Cedar Rapids Indians back in 1950, 51, 52. Jim Megan, watching down in Sarasota. I remember him well. He later became mayor of Cedar Rapids. That's a twist. 2-2. Fouled off. Steve, I don't know if you ever heard about it, but years ago, a lot of the big league ball players would barnstorm and then be invited for a big pheasant hunt up in Dakota, and Jim Megan was the fellow who planned all that for them. They had some great times. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And Jim Budka, former engineer in this city, watching in St. Pete. There's a ball to Jody. I imagine Budka called up the minute he heard Joe Corneo's name. They're old pals. First walk by Lynch, and that is the 4th Cub to walk in this game.
Jody's having a good day. That ball that he had fall in for him in the 4th inning was some hit. Fortunately, Gardenhire couldn't get to it, but you got to have those over the course of a year. Those really round out that batting average.
Larry Boa had a 2-run single last time up, and the one that Jody will be the proudest of. He loves to hit, don't misunderstand me, but he likes that gun he trotted out today, throwing guys out, too.
He looks like a different catcher, Milo.
Unbelievable.
Johnny Oates has worked with him well. He's got his footwork down. His delivery is terrific to second base. It's quick, and it's been right on the money.
There's a strike. Well, you know, the first 2 weeks of spring training before Jody was injured, Johnny Oates and Larry Cox, a former catcher who's now our manager at Quad Cities, they were with him day and night, working with him, showing him tape replays of what he was doing. There's a strike, 2-2. I think Boa has a different idea about that, but right now, save it for a time when it means something, not when you're leading 7-0, and the captain's kind of quiet right now. He just kind of let him know, though, didn't he?
Thought it might have been a little bit inside.
Now it's full.
Lynch had pretty much better get out of this himself. Manager Dave Johnson doesn't have anybody up, and in a 7-0 game, he tells his middle reliever, you're on your own, kid. You better hold them down.
Yeah, hold them where they are. Runner going. Slap down to 3rd. Brooks up. Gets him and Jody by moving. They aren't able to get the front man. So it's 2 away, and it'll bring up Trout. Trout, who had a bunt single in the 4th, is 1 for 2. The Cubs have out hit them 9-3 and lead in the score 6-0.
Trout's a pretty good hitting pitcher, and he wears out that hole between third and shortstop. If he gets a base hit, it's generally in that direction.
Swan has started to loosen again in the New York bullpen. Tapper up the third base side. Lynch will... No! Now they're going to have Davis caught in a rundown because Jody coming around gambling that Lynch was going to try to throw to first. Had he have thrown to first, it would have worked because he couldn't have gotten Trout, but they got Jody.
The thing that sets this play up is the fake by Lynch. Watch, he fakes to first, and then Jody keeps on going. No chance for him. Watch it again. When Lynch looks to first, Jody rounds the bag. Now there, he looks to first, fakes, turns around, and lo and behold, Jody's right in his face. See you later.
All right, so 1 run on the homer by Say. We've played 5, and the Cubs lead 7-0.
Mobile Showcase Network presents John Mortimer's A Voyage Round My Father, starring Laurence Olivier and Alan Bates.
No one ever got a word of sense out of any schoolmaster. Life's a closed book to them. If they ever say to you, your old father can't have had much of a life, nonsense, you say. He enjoyed every minute of it.
Mobile Showcase Network's A Voyage Round My Father.
Thursday night at 7 on Channel 9.
Come on, Dad. I didn't need college to know gas is gas.
Not true, son. Gasolines are kind of, well, they're kind of like people. Take Nick there. He's very special. A unique blend of qualities gives him a spirit nobody else has. And 76 gasolines are blended to give them spirit.
Thanks, Dad.
I'll get it.
Hey, Nick, I just learned how spirited our gasoline is.
Yeah, kind of like people. Well, take Murph there. He's very special.
Fill her up with spirit.
Like 76 gasolines, they're blended to give them spirit.
The spirit of 76.
Thinking about throwing in the towel? No, think about making it Michelob Light for the winners.
Your serve.
Michelob Light for the winners.
Would good friends really play this hard for a beer? Well, it is Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
Michelob Light for the winners.
Boy, I need help with my serve.
Tom will help you.
First, you remove the cap.
Michelob Light.
Going to the 6th inning, I want to send along hello to Michael Dowling, the young man who underwent a heart transplant at Loyola Memorial last month, released this week, getting along fine, and he can't wait to get out and see the Cubs, and we can't wait for Michael Dowling to get out here either. Also, Louise Dewberry of Chicago says she might be one of the oldest Cub fans. Hasn't missed a game in 40 years. Speaking of older fans, the diehard club out in Rock Island, one of the best. Dick Sellen from Rock Island, who is one of those hard-working, diehard Cub fans. He is signing up people all the time. It's great to have those kind of people rooting for you.
Junior Ortiz is going to hit for Ed Lynch.
Ortiz, who came over from the Pirates. 182 average in the young season, 3 RBIs. Line drive, going to speak. Look at Hall! Look at Hall dive and make the play. And not a comfortable position for the glove to be in and hang on. Take another look at that, Steve.
Mel Hall is playing him well, and he comes in and makes a spectacular diving catch. This looked like a base hit all the way. Watch Mel, a backhanded stab. He comes sliding in. Great play by Mel.
Boy, a lot of times holding that glove down like that and your elbow will hit, that ball will pop out. Fine play by Hall. Here's Gardenhire 0 for 2. Strike. Trout throwing free and easy. He's got good stuff, and he's working in the 6th inning with a 7-0 lead. The Rainbow pitched one home opener earlier for the Sox and lost. He's trying to get even for home openers today.
The important thing now for Steve Trout is don't put anybody on base via the base on balls. He hasn't yet. He's gotten ahead of everybody, and he's throwing the ball very well.
You wouldn't have been pitching that day, would you, when he got beaten the home opener 80? The Orioles beating 5-3.
I didn't throw the 80 opener. I threw the 81 opener. That was the year that Mike Flanagan, winning the Cy Young Award in 1979, came on to throw that one and defeat Steve Trout.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Still 2-2. John McDonough, Cubs Director of Promotions and Sales. We want to send get well wishes to his mother, Eleanor McDonough. That'll spin foul down the right side. Fans will have a souvenir right down the right field line. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on, 1 away. Trout has spaced 3 hits. Hernandez in the 1st, a single. Hernandez again in the 4th, a single. And Wilson had a base hit in the 5th. Those are the 3 New York hits. As Trout rolling along here in the 6th inning, and hope he can keep that good stuff. Fly ball, left center coming on. Gary Matthews makes the play, and it's 2 down.
Milo, this is even more of an impressive outing because the wind is blowing out so hard. And any fly ball of any depth at all is going to blow out of this ballpark. We've seen the outfielders and infielders have a tremendous problem when the ball gets above the stands. So Trout, when he has given up a fly ball, it's generally on a jam shot, and it hasn't carried anywhere.
This is Jones batting for the first time.
He came over from Los Angeles in the trade that sent Bob Baylor to the Dodgers. Sid Fernandez came over with him.
He played at Albuquerque the last couple of years in that Dodger chain, where they've had some fine ball clubs over the years. He hit .273, 3 homers and 56 ribbies. 1-1. Deep short, Boa got him. 3 up and 3 down. So Trout has pitched through 6 and is still in front. Cubs 7, Mets nothing.
Weeknights at 6 on Channel 9.
Okay, let's move out. Get a jump out of bed, guys.
Business is never usual at the 12th precinct.
When I didn't stop talking, she fired a shot in the air.
Noise is the only thing these people understand.
And the people aren't either.
That old lady, she was going to kill me for the money. She said she needed drapes and a new dinette set. You heard her?
Women, huh?
Barney Miller, weeknights at 6 on Channel 9.
Dan Gurney and his Toyota Celica GTS take on the All-American Racers pit crew. The pit crew looks over the Celica's ventilated disc brakes, the independent suspension. They check out the Celica's single overhead cam engine and electronic fuel injection. Inside, they check the Celica's luxurious comfort. What does all this mean to you?
This is the right stuff.
Oh, what a feeling. Celica. Toyota.
A free lecture will be presented at the School of the Art Institute of Chicago on April 18th. For more information, call 443-3710.
Boy, they're doing a job on those Cub caps here today, aren't they? It's great to see them here on opening day. Hope they'll come back often and see the 84 edition of the Chicago Cubs, who with a win today could get back to 500. 2 more games with the Mets tomorrow and Sunday, calendar weekend. The Cardinals come in for 3 and the Pirates for 3 on this first homestand.
Craig Swan is coming on to throw. He's 1-0, a .225 earned run average. 4 innings this year. He's given up a couple of hits and 1 run. Swan's best year was 11-7 in 1982. He also won 14 games while losing 13 in 1979. Has a 58-71 lifetime earned run average, mostly as a starter. Now he finds himself in middle relief.
Bob Denier 1 for 3. 1 ball, no strikes. Denier safe on a fielder's choice in the 4th. Got credit for the driving in the 4th run. stole a base, and then scored run number 6. 2 balls, no strikes. This guy must have brought a group, and he promised, hey, I'll not only get you there, I'll give you the concessions. Whatever makes you happy. Popped over to the right side. Hernandez over to take a look. The wind going to bring it back for him. Hernandez gives a little nod to the bullpen. Thanks for yelling, because he got right over by him. Normally that ball would have been in the seats, but the wind that's blowing out brought it back, and Hernandez over to make the play. Here is Ryne Sandberg. He is 2 for 2, 2 RBIs, a stolen base, and a run scored. Doing a lot of things to help you win here today. Ryne Sandberg, strike 1. As we had mentioned earlier, Stanton Cook, Andy McKenna, Jim Finks were down below in the club box, but up in his perch where he looks down to see how his club is doing, Dallas Green. Look out! Oh, he stayed with it. So the young catcher is finding out that Wrigley Field can be a different place to play.
You try to line this one up with your nose, and hopefully you can keep your nose under it long enough so you can catch it. This one almost blows back in fair territory. Watch it again as Gibbons drifts back and stays with it. Boy, Swan has had some problems. He had a slight tear of the rotator cuff, had an appendicitis, which sidelined him for a while.
This is Gary Matthews. 1 ball, no strikes. Matthews 2 for 3, a stolen base, and a run batted in. That jarred the catcher a little bit, rolled out toward the mound, and the count is even at a ball and a strike.
Swan didn't have to have rotator cuff surgery. Nobody's ever come back from that. He just had 10 or 12 weeks on the disabled list. He eventually rehabilitated himself.
1-1 to Matthews. 2 balls and a strike. Two and 1 the count. That'll be a foul way down the right side. Up making sure that everything is all right in the WGN facility, Mr. Jim Dowdle. Nice to see you, Chief.
Good to be here.
Nothing like a little happiness at the park. You've got that big smile today. 2-2. Look out. Full count. Matthews had to get under a low bridge. Nobody on, 2 down. Cubs are leading 7-0 at a 5-run 4th. That'll be a base on ball. Walk number 1 by Swan, and number 5 for the Cubs today. And here is Durham. Going to take some of the static for a position that he didn't create. I'd love to see him get a base hit. There's a drive out into deep left center, but it will be off the wall. Here comes Gary Matthews. Here comes the Bull to third. Attaboy, Bull. Atta way to do it. Change those boo birds to cheerbirds. Whatever.
You can see what the wind does to fly balls here today. Mookie Wilson has this one all the way. It looks like it's popped up, but it's popped up awfully deep. Now watch Wilson. He runs out of room. The ball winds up against the wall, and George Foster alertly backs him up, but not before Leon knocks in the 8th run, winds up all the way at third base.
Boy, that ought to do him a world of good. Now, Ron Say is waiting for Swan to clean out the spikes. 8-0 Cubs. You don't have to really remind a player if he's struck out 3 times in 3 trips. He knows it better than you do. And when he can get up there and sock one like he did, more power to the Bull. And that's a ball, 1-0. Ron Say today is 1 for 2 plus a walk. His 1 was a home run to left center in the 5th inning. back to the mound. Swan will come off, fire to Hernandez. Side retired, but the Cubs with a walk and a triple. Durham driving in Matthews. 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, 1 left. And after 6 innings, the Cubs in their home opener are pleasing themselves and the crowd, leading New York 8-0.
Hey, you know what's up here? Your new Empire carpet. Oh, it's gorgeous. Let me tell you about it. First of all, it won't cost you much. From $6.95 a yard installed, including foam padding. Our credit plan gives you 60 days to make an installment payment. And now to celebrate our 25th anniversary, we're offering this push-button telephone or Abyssal shampoo free with any carpet order. So call us about your new carpet.
588-2300 Empire.
Hey, guys, how do I get down from here? Guys?
Burger King presents building a delicious new breakfast sandwich, the croissant. Start with a light, flaky croissant.
This, to me, is much superior to an English muffin. It's nice and moist.
Add a fresh grade A egg.
It would make an excellent breakfast.
Melted cheese.
I like the bacon.
Crispy bacon, country sausage or ham.
The ham is tender and very juicy.
And there you have it, the croissant.
Aren't you hungry for Burger King now?
It's delicious.
Hello again, everybody. Harry Carey with Steve Stone. We're at Wrigley Field, where things never look more beautiful. The Cubs are out in front 8-0, and they've had it all today. They have had great pitching from Steve Trout. Trout has been outstanding. He's also added to the offense with a hit, 2 hits as a matter of fact. They've had the long ball, a home run by Say. They have had RBI hits up and down the lineup. They had Durham strike out the first 3 times, and then when the few boos being heard as he stepped to the plate, in the 6th, he hit the very first pitch off the top of the left center field wall to bring everybody cheering and roaring in their applause to their feet. So a little bit of everything as we go into the top of the 7th. And here's Keith Hernandez, who has 2 of the 3 hits that Steve Trout has allowed, and he's been one of the few left-handed batters in their lineup. First pitch. A little wide. Pete Rose got that 4,000th hit today. As he helped Montreal beat the Phillies 5-1. And what a slugfest at Boston. 9-6. The Tigers lead at the end of 5. A ball and a strike. Ground ball headed for right field. Base hit is 3rd for Hernandez. That will bring up George Foster, 0 for 2 today.
Mookie Wilson got that infield hit in the 5th inning that Sandberg couldn't make a play on. And other than that, Hernandez is the only one with any success against Steve Trout.
Charlie Lee was the winner for Montreal today, a 5-hitter. Jerry Kuzman was the loser. 48,000 at Montreal today. Here's Foster with 1 on, nobody out. Half swing, he fouls it back. Soren Hall from Notre Dame represented here today. A group of 45 of them. One strike to nothing. The National Honor Society from Loyola's here. Foster takes a strike call. The Stevensville, Michigan American Legion die-hard Cub fans are here. The pitch. They've got a low one outside. One and 2 the count.
fouled it back. Out of play. You're watching exciting Chicago Cubs baseball through WGN Channel 9, Chicago, America's #1 sports station. Foster fouls it off again. One and two, the count. Well, they're watching the game down in New Orleans and also in Iowa City. And also in Las Vegas, Nevada. Whoa, almost hit him. And that evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. They're here from Tampa, Florida.
Everyone's enjoying the game today.
Is that a relative of yours, too?
It's a good way to keep warm, I'll tell you that.
I mean the good-looking girl. 2 balls, 2 strikes. High fly ball, deep right. Way back, might be out of here. It could be. It is. Foster hits one out of the ballpark to the opposite field on a 2-2 pitch.
Unusual for George Foster, who doesn't usually hit him to right. That one went over the head of Mel Hall. The wind just continued to carry it. That's the 2nd home run for George Foster. RBIs number 8 and 9, and Foster is off to a good start this year.
That wind blows out. He's blowing out of the southwest at 14 miles an hour. Yet he hits this ball over the right field wall. And he hit it well over the wall. Here now is Darryl Strawberry. That for Foster, his 2nd home run of the new season. Activity in the bullpen.
Dickie Knowles.
There's a pitch swung on a miss. One of my viewers writes, sends a message in that Pete Rose got his first hit April the 13th, 1963. Easy out. Strawberry is thrown out by Sandberg. If that note is right, that's an oddity that 22 years later, on the very same date of April the 13th, that he would get his 4,000th hit. The first coming on the same day 22 years ago. 1 out, 2 in, 8-2 Cubs. And this is Mookie Wilson batting right-handed. Switch hitter. Remember, calendar weekend tomorrow and Sunday. Smash to short. Larry Boa. He is out. Boy, Larry has played just well. Everybody's looked. This has looked like a team headed for the World Series here today. I wish we could just film this game and not even show up the rest of the year. Just play the tape every day.
Hubie Brooks stands in. 0 for 2 today.
Look at smashed off Trout's glove. Boa throws him out. Hubie Brooks smashed one. Trout got his glove up in time, and Larry Boa made a great play. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. Listen to this crowd. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Cubs 8, Mets 2. All right. Everybody, let me hear you. What a day to sing. 1,
A 2, everybody now. A 3. Take me out.
A married man.
Do you think it's too late for a man of my age to go into politics?
Like changing her wife, it's never too late. An unmarried woman.
Why don't you come round for a drink?
When?
Now.
An unhappy wife.
Where the hell have you been?
An untimely death. Don't miss Anthony Hopkins as A Married Man.
Coming Friday, April 20th on Channel 9.
This bud's for everyone who scrapes it, sprays it, and lays it on smooth.
This bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This bud's for you.
Harry Carey and Steve Stone. We go on the bottom of the 7th. Here's Mel Hall. Made a great catch earlier today. Boy, I tell you, we have had everything. This has been the perfect home opener.
I don't know, Harry. I think they took the pressure off you by playing the organ for that take me out to the ball game.
Here's a drive by Mel Hall. Strawberry back. It's over his head. And here's Hall on his way to second base with a double. He really creamed that one.
That keeps his hitting streak alive at 10. Strawberry thinks he has this one. He stops a little bit, and then the ball blows over his head. No chance to get it. Mel on the way to second.
Here's Jody Davis with a perfect day so far. 2 singles and a walk. Listen to him, Jody, 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 Jody Davis. They're ruling that Hall missed first base, but the appeal is not allowed. Hernandez thought he might as well try.
Billy Williams has to make the call because Dick Stello went out to see if the ball was caught, so it's the home plate umpire's decision.
Jody takes a curve in there. Craig Swan, the third pitcher used. 8-2, the Cubs are out in front. George Foster hit a 2-run homer off Steve Trout to put him on the scoreboard, taking him off the Schneider. Whoa, he didn't mean to swing. He wanted to check it. Fouled it off. Well, the new Cubs song is Go Cubs Go. And it sure applies today. Now watching in Edina, Minnesota. Curveball a little bit low.
Familiar pitching style. We've seen it many times. Dick Tidrow is throwing in the Mets bullpen.
Tidrow, whom you all remember from the Cub days, and also with the White Sox last year. Curve low. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Gustafsons are here from Crystal Falls, Michigan. 2-2 is the count. Let it go! Way back! It might be! It could be! It is! Holy cow! Jody Davis! Listen to this crowd. Davis's first home run of the year. Look at the smile as he trades the high five. Here's Boa. First pitch, he fouls it back. Probably thinking, what a heck of a guy to have to follow in the batting order with 40,000 people looking on. Jody with a perfect day. Look at that. Do you think he isn't a happy young man? There's Bob Dernier right there. There's Jay Johnstone walking towards you. Look at the grin. Handsome young guy. There's Bill Buckner sitting next to Jim Fry. And Jody Davis, a perfect day, 3 out of 3. Climaxing it with a home run of Craig Swan. There's a ground ball to the second baseman. Gardenhire throws Bo out. 10-2 now. Say and Jody Davis have hit homers. Leon Durham had a triple. Here's Trout getting a great hand. Standing ovation for young Steve Trout. Look at this. Swings and he pops a foul out of play. Steve going for his first victory of the year. He's also had a couple of hits. He's had 2 runs batted in for the season. It could well be, this might be the making of this kid today. He just needs a good outing or 2 in succession, and there's no telling how many he'll win. 0-2 the pitch. Ball game in the 7th. 10-2 Cub. He struck him out. Here's Bobby Dernier. Fans give Trout a great hand as he comes towards the dugout. Jody Davis.
I'm torn between my desire to have him have a great year and hit a lot of home runs and your singing, Harry.
Well, I think we'll have a few limericks before the year is over. 1 ball, no strikes. Dernier takes it high. The ice-cold Budweiser will taste better than ever after the game today. 2 balls, no strikes. Bob Dernier drove in a run in the 4th. Stole a base. Cubs have swiped 4 of them. Ball is high. Jim Fry's knowledge of the Mets ball club as their former coach and of the Mets personnel. Ground ball in the hole. Going to be a close play. He is out. To retire the side, Ross Jones threw out Dernier. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, nobody left. At the end of 7th, it's the Cubs 10, the Mets 2.
We are Pepsi free, caffeine free.
Diet Pepsi free is caffeine and sugar free. I like that, but I love the taste.
Diet Pepsi free.
Diet Pepsi free. How'd you put all that taste in this little bitty can?
Diet Pepsi free.
When you're talking Diet Pepsi free, you're talking taste.
And all that taste is caffeine free.
I love it.
We are Pepsi free.
Regular and diet.
Burger King's got a delicious new way to say good morning. The croissant-wich.
For which?
Croissant-wich.
It's like fresh baked bread.
You bet.
Egg, sausage, croissants. It's morning.
It is. Cheese melted right over the egg. You get your choice of ham, sausage.
I like the bacon.
Or bacon. Burger King's new croissant-wich.
Too hungry for Burger King now.
Breakfast on a croissant. Brilliant idea.
Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field. We go into the top of the 8th inning now. Steve Trout would like to go all the way. Become the first
Cub pitcher of the new season to pitch a complete game. The DUs are here from Bradley University in Peoria. Well, Pete Van Auken's Peoria Chiefs took it on the chin 10-1 last night.
Good pitching staff down there, huh?
Well, maybe it'll be better tonight. Here's John Gibbons. Led the Cubs with 13 hits, 4 stolen bases, a couple of home runs, triples, doubles. There's a smash right at Larry Boa. Fine defensive plays like that one. Look at this. Is it 87 degrees at Wrigley Field?
Might be a Budweiser or two in that, young man. Take off your shirt today. I know he's not getting any sun.
Well, the ardor of the fans heats the body. Another guy is a little more normal, I guess. Look how he's dressed. Scarf, gloves, overcoat. We have a pinch hitter coming up.
Mike Fitzgerald has come on to hit for Swan. It'll be Dick Tidrow coming on in the 8th for the Mets.
There's the pitch a little outside to even the count. A ball and a strike. Fitzgerald. Right-hand batter waiting. He didn't mean to swing, a little dribbler. Larry Boa's going to throw him out. Boa throws out Mike Fitzgerald, who tried to check his swing and hit one of those "I didn't mean to do it" rollers to short.
Ross Jones is in the ball game instead of Jose Oquendo, and the Mets may have lost something a lot more valuable than this game if Oquendo is hurt. He took a throw at second base, and the ball landed off his hand. Hopefully, the young shortstop will be okay.
There's a ground ball hit to Larry Boa again. Gordon Hire rolls to Boa, and it's an easy inning for Trout. 1, 2, 3. We go into the bottom half of the 8th inning. Cubs 10, Mets 2.
Something speak for themselves.
Michelob, one smooth and mellow taste tells you all you need to know. Michelob, some things speak for themselves.
You've invested a lot in the tools of your trade. You want them to pay off. You want to keep them busy. That's why you also invest in the Yellow Pages, where your ad is on the job every day of the year, so other businesses who need you can find you. With all you put into your business, your ad belongs in the Yellow Pages. It's the small investment that keeps your big investments paying off.
Yeah. Harry Carey and Steve Stone, we go now into the bottom of the 8th inning. Ryan Sandberg, who's had a good day, 2 out of 3, 2 runs batted in, a stolen base, a run scored. Sandberg will be leading it off against a new pitcher, Dick Tidrow.
Tidrow was a free agent after being released by the White Sox. He caught on with the Mets, made the club in spring training. He threw the ball very well. He gives him some stability in the bullpen. Tidrow is performing in his 3rd ball game, a .450 earned run average. He's only thrown 2 innings. So Dirt will come on in a game that looks like it's not going to mean a great deal, but he'd like to have a couple of good outings because they do a lot of shifting before that June 15th trade deadline, and Dirt would like to be around for another couple of years.
Remember the game tomorrow on calendar day will be 1 hour later at 2:20 start. Here's Tidrow's first pitch. Curveball in there for a strike call. Tidrow tough on right-hand hitters because he wheels from the side. Remember, 2:20 starting time tomorrow. Here's a little tap right to the mound. Tidrow's got it. Tidrow throws out Sandberg. The leadoff man at 2 o'clock tomorrow, then the game at 2:20. Tigers trying to remain baseball's only unbeaten team are leading at Boston 9-6 in the bottom of the 7th. They're from Soren Hall in Notre Dame. 1 out, nobody on. Gary Matthews, who drove in the first run of the ball game. 1 ball, no strikes. There's a long drive, way back. It might be. It could be. It is a home run. Holy cow! Gary Matthews into the center field bleachers.
3 for 4 today for Matthews, who continues to be an offensive spark for the Cubs. His 3rd RBI of the year. He's got 2 of those today. His first home run.
That's a 3rd today for the Cubs. They've had everything. Finesse, 4 stolen bases. Power, 3 home runs. And a triple. Here's Leon Durham. He's 1 for 4 today. A triple that drove in a run in the 6th. There's a strike call. Birthday greetings to Bo Peterson. There's Gary Matthews. Happy young man. His first game as a Cub in Chicago. Watch it again.
Matthews shows you how strong he is by driving this one to right center field. Mookie just gives up.
Boy, Durham had a good cut. Hey, Arnie, have we showed Marla Collins for the first time in 1984? 1-2 the count. That evens it up at 2-2. There's Marla. Dressed very warmly. Ball 3.
Those aren't her stockings. Her legs are blue today from sitting out in the cold.
There's a pitch foul out of play. 33,436 paid here. On a threatening day in Chicago. Well, he walked him. Durham gets a base on ball. Gooden started, pitched 3 in the 3rd innings, then Lynch an inning in the 3rd, Swan 2, and Tidrow will finish it up for the Mets. Cubs now are leading 11-2.
Doug Sisk is now throwing in the bullpen for the Mets. So they haven't hit anything from us. We've seen just about all of them, except for Jesse Orozco.
Say hits a high pop fly. Short center, everybody chasing it. And Mookie Wilson makes the catch, and they're going to get a double play at first base because Durham forgot how many out there were, and he was running. He thought there were 2 out. And that becomes a double play, and it's 1 run, 1 hit. No errors, nobody left. At the end of 8 innings, the Cubs 11, the Mets 2.
You'll find special offers and big savings during the great spring hardware event at True Value Hardware Store. Choose from a Black & Decker variable speed reversing drill and this Skill circular saw with free carbide blade. You'll also find the Black & Decker double-edged hedge trimmer and this True Temper pull rake with spring-tempered steel teeth. Then look for other outstanding values in the spring and summer catalog, coming soon from participating True Value Hardware stores and home centers.
No. Behold the doubting Thomases.
No.
They don't believe anything you tell them about cars.
No way.
They don't believe you can get a roomy front-wheel drive car that's affordable and gets great gas mileage, too. Impossible. Then we showed them the Toyota Corolla, the high-mileage sedan that's roomy and downright affordable.
Come on, how can Corolla give you so much for so little?
It's just a Toyota tradition.
We believe! We believe! We believe!
Nothing like this ever happened to your lawn before. Scott's announces the Turf Builder fertilizer just got better. Now it gives you even healthier growth. And remarkably, Scott's can sell new Turf Builder for less. When Turf Builder gets better and it costs less, that's a breakthrough. New Turf Builder from Scott's. Now you can pay less for the #1 selling fertilizer on Earth.
Carey back in Wrigley Field. We go in the 9th. Trout's first pitch hit on the ground. Ross Jones, the shortstop of the Mets, dribbles a ground ball for the first out. One away. Here's Hernandez, who has 2 of the 5 hits.
13 guys have hit ground balls today. He struck out 4 with a line drive in the infield. 18 putouts in the infield. Steve Trout at his best.
Here's Hernandez, and the pitch is low. This will be the first complete game of the year. They're here from Montgomery, Illinois. There's a shot to center. Another hit for Hernandez. Boy, oh boy, he's 4 out of 4 against a left-handed pitcher, being a left-handed hitter. Does show you about the platoon system, right, Steve?
When you've got a guy with the lifetime statistic of Hernandez, it really doesn't matter much. He was a co-MVP along with Willie Stargell in 1979, so Hernandez always could hit well.
There now is Foster who hit a homer with a man out in the 7th. Ball game in the top of the 9th. The Cubs about to make their home opener for 1984. A rousing success. Line drive, right field, Mel Hall back. Oh, he makes a sensational catch. Boy, what a play by Mel Hall. That ball was hit over his head. How he held on, I don't know. Let's watch it again.
You won't see many better than this. Watch Mel Hall get a great break on this vicious line drive by George Foster. He's off with the crack of the bat. He hauls it in and then does a sprawling dive on the track.
Wow.
A phenomenal play.
From another angle.
Good concentration on the part of Hall. And he took a triple away from Foster.
What a play. Great camera work, too, Arnie. Listen to the crowd on his feet. The final out of the opening day. Strawberry takes a fastball low. Trout has pitched a 6-hitter. 4 of the 6 hits by Keith Hernandez. High pop foul back. Boy, Strawberry had a good pitch to hit, but he didn't get it. Fouled it off. A ball and a strike. Steve Trout going for it. He's pitched an outstanding ball game. Two balls and a strike. Just missed with a slider, ball 3. 3 balls and a strike. marching down in Sun City Center, Florida. The crowd on his feet. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Strawberry, the hitter. The pitch. Ground ball hits Trout, bouncing away. Sandberg throws, but not in time. It's a base hit. And we'll have to go through that same crescendo of excitement.
Tony Garofalo is coming out now to have a word with Steve Trout. The ball bounds off his body. He just can't get the glove up in time, and Sandberg almost throws Strawberry out at first. Now Tony Garofalo walks back. Trout is okay, and he wants this complete game.
So Strawberry gets the 7th hit of the day, and 5 of them have been by the only 2 left-hand hitters in their lineup. 4 by Hernandez, and now that infield hit by Strawberry. Here's Mookie Wilson. Swung, and he fouled it off. 1 strike and nothing. The 11-2 Cubs. A little bit low. Boy, Trout is still throwing hard. His fastball has been alive. There's a good-looking Mookie Wilson. Ground ball, Boa. Cubs win. Cubs win. Listen to the crowd. And everybody enjoyed this one. From Stanton Cook, head of the Tribune Company, through the ranks of Andy McKenna, Jim Dottle, Dallas Green, Jim Fry, probably above all. Dallas has put this ball club together, and Jim has certainly known what to do with it. And this is a happy day for that young man, believe you me. Final score, the Cubs do it all as they wallop the Mets 11-2, ending their 6-game winning streak. We'll be back in a moment.
You're not just another face.
Miss him? I've been gone 3 days, but it seems like
3 weeks.
I know. How old is yours?
7.
Tim's 3 and so excited. He's coming to the airport. Well, we'll be right on time. More coffee?
United carries over 100,000 travelers a day. But what makes us the friendly skies is that we never forget they're people just like us.
I'm sure they're more excited than they look. Bye-bye.
This Bud's for everyone who keeps things rolling on the mighty Mississippi.
Breakaway barge, please respond.
Let's get him. Golding, we're right below here and we all the way out.
I'll come around on the port side and bumper there.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do, this Bud's for you.
Chuck Norris is Sean Kane. They killed his best friend. Betrayed his trust.
Someone set us up.
Tried to kill him. And kidnapped the woman he loves. Now he's out for revenge. Embassy Night at the Movies presents the commercial television premiere of An Eye for an Eye.
Coming Wednesday, April 25th on Channel 9.
Canon is proud to be the official 35mm camera of the 1984 Olympics. Like gold medalist Jennifer Chandler, it takes precision to perform at this level. Here, the Canon AE-1 program performs, capturing Chandler's high diving artistry through Canon's high technology.
And it's so simple, you flip for it.
Canon's AE-1 program, so advanced, it's simple. Enter the Canon Photo Contest and win a trip to the 1984 Olympics. Details at dealers.
McDonald's brings you the morning news. Our new sizzling sausage McMuffin. A McMuffin sandwich with a sizzle in the middle. Come on in and try it.
McDonald's and you. McDonald's has two.
A sausage McMuffin with melted cheese, Or sausage McMuffin with egg, if you please.
They've got sizzle
New sausage McMuffin
in the middle.
and sausage McMuffin with egg.
McDonald's and you.
Harry Carey and Steve Stone were back at Wrigley Field. I don't know how you could have a more perfect opener in this one because the Cubs did it all today. Power, pitching, defense, base running. You couldn't, there's no way you could author a script that would beat this one.
Well, Harry, 34,000 fans came out here today, and what they were looking for was excitement. And what they got was the Cubs pounding the ball all over the lot. The thing I was impressed with was the fact that Jim Fry was running with everybody, including Ron Cey, and that had to surprise everybody in the ballpark. But when you can run like that and get the power that we have, you know the offense is going to come around, and Steve Trout gave the whole ball club a big lift because he threw just like he did in spring training. He kept everything down, did not walk a hitter, a 7-hitter, Harry. It was a magnificent performance.
Especially when you realize that 4 of the 7 hits were by one man, Keith Hernandez. He was 4 out of 4, and he was one of only 2 left-handed batters in their lineup. So I think it dispels the myth of the platoon system because here's the left-handed batter, Keith Hernandez, getting 4 of the 7 hits against a hard-throwing left-hander, Steve Trout.
Well, 3 hours ago when we started this one, the big story was Dwight Gooden, the 19-year-old fireballer out of Tampa, Florida. Now, after we end it, the big story is Steve Trout because Dwight Gooden had a tough ball game. He gave up 6 runs. He had a little bit of bad luck early in the game, but the Cubs continued to stay on top of him, and Trout was up to the task.
You know, when you see a ball club perform, as the Cubs did here today, you know that the potentiality is there. Now, nobody's going to say because you won your home opener, you're going to win the World Championship. But you can see the pieces falling together. The pieces between defense and offense, between alertness and stodginess. This is a ball club that was ready to play, was mentally prepared to play, and you could see that Jim Fry, their manager, by virtue of having been with the Mets, knew exactly what you could do against them. He knew that you could steal, he knew that you could run, and he had his team do the things that he knew they could be successful at.
Well, you know, Harry, everybody knows that we have an old ballpark here in Wrigley. But one thing they don't know, and I wish they could see, was the new facilities that the Cubs provided for the ball club. They have a beautiful, brand new clubhouse. And I think when the players went in there today and they saw what the Cubs did for them, the fact that they try to make them as comfortable as possible, it had to give them a big lift. The old clubhouse was under the stands in left field. The new clubhouse is under the dugout. It's a beautiful clubhouse.
It really is. It's something that anybody can be proud of, and certainly that includes the players because they have the most comfortable surroundings that you could possibly conceive of that any sports team might have. A real good point to bring up. All right, here is the game-winning hit of the day in the very first inning with 1 out and Sandberg in scoring position. Here is how Gary Matthews gets credit. And you're going to hear from Gary in the 10th inning show, but let's see his game-winning hit first. All right, we'll see him later. Okay, Steve, we'll see you tomorrow.
Okay, Harry, I'll be here. This is fun.
All right, the totals again quickly. 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors for the Cubs. The winner is Trout. The first complete game pitched this year. He's now 1-1. 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for the Mets. The loser is Dwight Gooden. His record is also evened out at 1-1. With Steve Stone, Harry Carey from a very happy Wrigley Field. We'll see you tomorrow afternoon. Hope you enjoyed it all. So long, everybody. Gary Matthews, who made his home debut with the Chicago Cubs today, is going to be our guest on the 10th inning show, which will follow immediately. Our next televised game will be between the Chicago Cubs and the New York Mets tomorrow afternoon. Our telecast will begin with the leadoff man at 2 o'clock. Our executive producer director is Arnie Harris. Graphics and our assistant director by Joe Carneo. Our sports editor is Jack Rosenberg. This has been a WGN Television 9 sports presentation.
Spring classes and seminars for the continuing education series at Oakton Community College begin on April 16th. Call 982-9888.
Tax revolt at Harlem Furniture.
Don't pay any taxes.
Are you listening? Pay no taxes at Harlem this weekend.
Save half and more on all furniture.
And pay no taxes.
Save on a room full of furniture.
Pay no taxes.
Save on 3 rooms full.
Pay no taxes.
Harlem pays all sales tax.
But only till 9 Monday night at 2525 North Harlem Avenue.
Harlem has style.
Furniture.
Harlem has quality.
Discounts too.
Nice price place since 1912. Harlem Furniture, you like our style.
Need carpeting? One name stands out above all others, Lincoln. Call Lincoln because we have the carpeting that you want from just $5.95 a yard, completely installed. And we stand behind every yard sold for 10 years in writing. Convenient credit, free decorator service, free estimates, free delivery, and samples in your home today or tomorrow. Call Lincoln now.
National 29000. National 29000.
You owe me $95,000, and I want it now.
But what about me and my 4 children?
I'm going to have to sell the cattle ranch.
How much?
$200,000.
Oh.
I've got to pay my father-in-law $10,000.
Oh, why not buy insurance? Decisions. Oh, pay me. Enjoy your salary, see.
There's a game called Life that's really worth living. You and your family have got to play it. The Game of Life for Milton Bradley.
Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field with the 10th inning show, which has featured an interview with Gary Matthews. Here are the totals on today's victory for the Cubs. 11 runs, 14 hits, no errors. Steve Trout was an outstanding pitcher here today. It was his first victory to go with 1 loss. He's now 1-1. For the Mets, 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. 19-year-old Dwight Gooden was the loser. His record also is evened out at 1-1. This has been the 10th inning show, brought to you in part by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Our next televised game will be between the same Cubs and the same Mets, hopefully with the same results tomorrow afternoon. Our telecast will begin with the leadoff man at 2 o'clock. The 10th inning is a WGN television sports presentation.
In Dominic's Deli this week, save on ham. Wilson's sliced boiled ham is just $1.78 a pound through Wednesday at Dominic's.
This is a special time for Christians of all faiths, a time of forgiveness, a time of hope.
Thank you for sharing this time with me.
Join Chicago's Cardinal Bernardin for a special 4-night television mission, The Forgiven.
We are wounded healers, all of us. And sometimes our own pain keeps us from hearing and responding to the cry of others.
The Forgiven, Sunday night at 8 on Channel 9.
When you turn to us, welcome home. Welcome home. Very home. Channel 9. When you turn to us, welcome home. Welcome home. Very home. Channel 9.
Hello again, everybody. This is Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field with the 10th inning show, which is going to feature today an interview with a star left fielder of the Chicago Cubs, Gary Matthews. The 10th inning is brought to you in part by your local Chrysler Plymouth dealers. Gary Matthews is with us down in the dugout of the Chicago Cubs. What a rousing start, Gary, and what a perfect day for the home opener.
Well, it was a team effort all the way. Mel made some great defensive plays out there to keep a lot of big innings from happening. And really, this Goodman guy, not seeing the guy for the first time, he did really throw awful hard, and it seems like the Mets just keep coming up with all these phenom pitchers.
Well, it didn't bother you any. You drove in the first run of the ball game. We're going to show that in just a second. But first, Gary, I mentioned several times on the air that you're looking for living quarters for you and your lovely family, and you want a 2 or 3 bedroom apartment, I understand.
Yeah, well, it's I am looking for an apartment right now, so maybe somewhere on the Lakeshore Drive, but it's just going to be for me. My family's not going to be here this summer, and mainly I'd like to try and get that done as soon as possible. I've been having a little bit of trouble, but I know I'll get a place here pretty soon.
Well, the number, if anybody is watching, you might have accommodations. The number to call, and this will be relayed to Gary Matthews, 281-5050. 281-5050. All right, Gary, I want to show you some of the things you're going to like to see today.
Okay.
First of all, the game-winning hit, driving in the first run. Here you are.
Yeah, that pitch was a changeup where he took something off his fastball. I was waiting back. I got good wood on the ball there. I've been really seeing the ball good here lately. I haven't been really concentrating on trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark. I think early in the season you got to concentrate on just hitting the ball hard, and if you can do that, the home run is going to come eventually. We have a lot of guys that can steal bases on the team, and with Sandberg getting on and Bob Denier, it makes my work a lot easier, believe me.
You know, you fellas ran so much on the Mets today. I suppose this is from that knowledge that the manager, Jim Fry, carried over from his days as a coach with the Mets. I would imagine he knew their personnel very well.
Well, that could be true, too, though. But we have guys that can run on anybody, and Bob Denier, and as long as he's getting on, the other guys are going to see a lot of fastballs because he's going to steal every single time if they're going to be throwing that breaking ball in the dirt. Sandberg, he's just coming really to his own there. He's been swinging the bat awful well, and he can run at any time. And I think once we start that running game going, the guys that should drive in the runs, Ron Sade, myself, Durham, it's going to make it a little bit easier. And that guy's on third base with less than 2 outs there. We should be able to get him in for the most part.
You know, Gary, you always add a stability to a ball club. You're one of these guys who, I don't know exactly why, but you seem to have that knack, that substance that makes you a leader on a ball club. And I would imagine even besides the talent that you give to the Chicago Cubs, that fact with so many young guys on the club is going to make you even more intangibly valuable than just your hitting, running, and fielding.
Well, I feel very enthused about really even coming into Chicago because it is really a great baseball city. Playing right here in Wrigley Field, it's a lot better, I think, coming in here playing and being at your home than a visiting ball club because they used to really razz me a lot out there in left field, and it's great to have them on my side because they are a very vocal crowd and they're very knowledgeable of the game also. And I think as long as we can go out there and play the way that we're capable of playing, I don't think we're really going to get blown out of too many ball games. We never say die here, and I think as long as we can keep that winning attitude and really feel that we can win when we go into the ball game, I think that's for the most part of it there. We have a good ball club here, and we plan to keep trying and keep plugging out there, and hopefully things are going to work out for us.
You know, Gary, it's I know you fellows are professional ball players. You're the best that there are in the world. And sometimes maybe it sounds corny to say that the cheering of the crowd has an effect. But you are human beings. And I would imagine the enthusiasm of the turnout, like today, has got to rub off on the ball player a little bit.
Well, there's no question about it. I tell you, get those goosebumps going there. The crowd is out there. They're screaming and yelling. And it makes it that much better for your ball club to come back. And, you know, playing in Wrigley Field over the years, they've always really had pretty good crowds here. And I think it's just a matter of us getting in contention to where we can get them out here on a daily basis. And this is what we plan to do here in 1984.
Gary, I guess you thought I'd never get around to letting you see that home run you hit, huh? We're going to show it to you right now and tell me all about it.
Okay, this was a fastball. He started me off with a fastball, and this was another fastball right over the plate. I got good wood on it. I've been waiting back. I'm seeing the ball pretty good, and fortunately that ball went out of the ballpark. I really didn't think I hit that ball that well, but, you know, playing here in Wrigley, you don't really have to concentrate. you don't have to concentrate on hitting the ball out of the ballpark. You just have to hit that ball hard, and it'll jump out of here. And with the wind blowing out, it's just that much better, really.
You were three hits today, including that last one, the home run. It was a great day for the ball club, a great day for the north side, and we're going to be back talking with a little bit more if you're nice enough to stick with us.
No problem.
Following this message.
Okay, thank you.
Dominic's own grade A large eggs are on sale this week. Just 89 cents a dozen with a $5 purchase. Through Wednesday at your nearby Dominic's.
Climb to the cockpit of Chrysler's new front-wheel drive Laser at your Chicagoland Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Put some fun back into your driving. Laser's got world-class performance and handling, plus luxury extras like an electronic instrument panel and a Mark Cross leather interior. And it's backed by Chrysler's exclusive 5-year, 50,000-mile protection plan. Get the down-to-earth price on this high-performance car at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Northwest is Plains Chrysler Plymouth. Southwest, Curry Motors in LaGrange.
Simkin has been searching the furniture markets of America for discounts, and now with the cooperation of dozens of manufacturers, Simkin has found hundreds of blockbuster values. Take a look at these savings. $688 purchases this Singer 7-piece dining room set. That includes 2-piece china cabinet. $598 buys this pattern designer sofa and love seat. $78 selects any one of these fine French Provincial bedroom pieces. Choose a digital watch free with any $25 purchase. Look to Simkin for savings at 4 great locations.
What a spooky hotel.
Homey, isn't it?
It's blueberry.
With my hauntingly delicious cereal.
Wow, blueberry flavor.
With tasty marshmallows.
It hasn't a ghost of a chance when Count Chocula's here.
Oh boy, a chocolatey flavored cereal.
With tasty marshmallows.
Blueberry.
Count Chocula. I picture a delicious breakfast. You too can enjoy a good, nutritious breakfast with
blueberry. Count Chocula.
Harry Carey back at Wrigley Field with the 10th inning show featuring the star left fielder of the Cubs, Gary Matthews. Gary, your old teammate, got his 4,000th hit today. Pete Rose, a double to right from Montreal against his old teammates and your old teammates, the Phillies. I know you must be thrilled by that too.
Yeah, there's no question about that. Pete is really one of my all-time favorites, and he helped me out really tremendously last year. I plan to send him a telegram. That is really a great goal to be able to get 4,000 hits, and have a lot of admiration for Pete. And really, I mean, it's just that old cliche, baseball apple pie, and you got to put Pete Rose in there also. And he has really made this game, and by going out hustling the way that he does, it just really rubs off on you. And I'm really glad and fortunate to have played with him for the 3 years that I was in Philadelphia.
You know, Gary, that's something you've been known for too, though. Giving 110%. You run hard, you play hard, you throw hard. That's why you're a winner.
Well, really, that's the only way to play, and I think really I had great teachers over there coming up in the San Francisco organization with Mays and also McCovey, and it wasn't really always the guy that drove in the winning run that made the difference. It's just going out there playing hard, and you can do other things in the ball game in order to win it. And I feel by coming up in that organization, I feel very fortunate, and I learned a lot, and it's just I've carried it on throughout my career, and it makes it that much easier to go out there and give 100%. And if you miss a ball, nobody's trying to miss it. You go out and get it as fast as you can, and there's other things, like I said before, that you can do in a ball game in order to win.
Of course, the Cubs had to be at their very best today. You know, it's the kind of a division. I'm going to throw this at you and see what your observation is. The way I've been looking at it, Gary, is that our strength is our hitting, and if our hitting has the kind of a year collectively as all you guys are capable of, automatically that's going to make our pitching that much better. Our division, I think the stronger clubs of the recent years seem to be coming back a little bit, either through age or through trades that they have made. And I look for the Cubs, who have, I think, have improved to a more marked degree than anybody else, could very easily suddenly find themselves in the very midst of a great pennant fight and maybe even win it all.
Well, there's no question about that. In the East Division, I think that well, the talent is pretty well equal throughout the 6 clubs there, and I think by just staying close, anything can happen. I think the Philadelphia Ball Club proved that last year. It's just a thing of having confidence in yourself and knowing that you can win at any time, never feel that you can't come back, and I think everything is going to be all right. We just have to stay close. Our pitching really isn't that bad. I think we do have some capable pitchers on our ball club. Steve only gave up 2 runs today. In our ball game that we had where Sanderson pitched in L.A., he only gave up 2 runs. So he should have probably really won that game if he had been really hitting a little bit better. But you know, this division is going to be it's tough, but it's a little bit weak. It's not as strong as the West. And I look for us to be right up there with a dogfight. I don't really think any team's going to run away with it. And I think it's a team that has stay injury-free and has that mental capacity to go out there day in and day out and give that best foot forward. And hopefully things are going to work out all right. We plan to be in it up until September or whatever. And if we're in it, I think you're going to see some good ball playing here in Chicago.
Hey, your buddy in right field played quite a game today, Mel Hall.
There's no question about that. And he really made the difference in actually us having really a big inning for the Mets on their part. He came up with some 2 good defensive plays out there, and this is what you need. Without a doubt, it's a team effort all the way. The hitting is good, but when you're playing that good defense, sometimes your hitting's not going to come around, and the defense is going to win it for you. And Mel played extremely well out there. He hit the ball really well, and he's ready to go, really. He's going to be a good asset to our ball club.
All right, Gary, congratulations on a great debut with not only you personally, but also your entire ball club. You couldn't be any better. Nobody could be any better than you guys were here today, and this crowd thoroughly enjoyed it. Congratulations to you. Thanks so much for spending the time with us. I know our people all across the nation who are watching you right now sincerely appreciate it, too. Okay. So, back at them tomorrow. Yep. You'll get an extra hour's sleep tomorrow morning, though.
Well, I'll be here early anyway, Harry. Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Gary Matthews, an outstanding young man, and I just want to, you just saw for yourself the caliber of guy that he is. And so if you have a house or 2 or 3 bedroom apartment that you want a very responsible party to use, to rent to, well, all you got to do is put this number down, and they'll pass the information along to Gary Matthews, 281-5050. We'll be back with the rundown here and a final word following this.
Climb to the cockpit of Chrysler's new front-wheel drive Laser at your Chicagoland Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Put some fun back into your driving. Laser's got world-class performance and handling, plus luxury extras like an electronic instrument panel and a Mark Cross leather interior. And it's backed by Chrysler's exclusive 5-year, 50,000-mile protection plan. Get the down-to-earth price on this high-performance car at your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
In the northern suburbs, Highland Park Chrysler Plymouth. In the western suburbs, Elmhurst Chrysler Plymouth.
You can't tempt her, Tommy, with the taste of nuts and honey. She's a stubborn one.
Honey Nut Cheerios blends crunchy nuts and tasty golden honey.
Nuts and honey?
It's gonna tempt your tummy with the taste of nuts and honey. It's a honey on. It's Honey Nut Cheerios.
It's Honey Nutty good.
Honey Nut Cheerios, part of this good, nutritious breakfast.
I really like it.
It's Honey Nut Cheerios. You, just made for you. Gotcha.
Ooh, win money and prizes playing the Taco Bell Gotcha Nachos Belgrande game.
Gotcha.
Play and you could win free Nachos Belgrande or free Pepsi instantly. Or collect Nachos Belgrande ingredient game pieces.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And win up to $1,000.
Gotcha Nachos Belgrande.
Once you start playing, we gotcha.